All right, let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safely Liquid Beer Release podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
It's the 6 o'clock and check-in. Come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello. It's not static AM radio. It's the Cool Bed Red Hot Nielson Show. Let's go. Everybody tuning in, even my wife.
Mommy likes too.
And those Macromella intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in. He's your dealer for life. Let's crack a 6 o'clock and log you with some sirloin bites.
Well, good morning, everybody. What is going on? It's Dusty coming at you from the Delta in Winnipeg, where the Blue Bombers dropping a hammer on the BC Lions last night. What's going on? It is the Nielson show this morning. Lieutenant Eric is on vacation, and YouTube Trev is back in the studio. And we got a few things to discuss. I like seeing the nasty chat already moving. I haven't done a thumbs up yet. I'm going to do one right now. Boom, up to 17, changing 17. We'll get to that as we work our way through the show this morning. And that's one game down for me. I got 2 more football games, 14 hockey games over now the next 10 days. That's one down. I got a little bit of tea here this morning. Wasn't a game last night that I had to lose my mind on a lot. So that was actually kind of beneficial. But still, what a performance by the Winnipeg Blue Bombers last night. We'll discuss that as we work our way through the show this morning. If you need a conch today, feel free to text in Paris Jewelers inbox at 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, 22 locations across 4 provinces in this wonderful country. One great website, www.parisjewelers.com. If you love somebody, you might as well buy them some jewelry. YouTube, Trev, did you see that picture I put up last night of me and my wife in New York? I don't know if you saw it.
I did see that, Dusty. It was a beautiful photo.
What was sicker, the flow or the chin strap, buddy?
Oh man, I'm a big flow guy, so I have to go with the flow because Zach, it was just brought to his attention of you going through the door at the old station when you did the slam dunk contest.
Oh, he didn't know about that.
He had no idea about that. And so when I don't know who was filming it, but when they get the close-up of you and you have the big fro, he was like, wow, Dusty had a fro. and so we were talking about your hair quite a bit. And great hair, man. You have a great head of hair when you really let it go. So I think the flow was sick. But I mean, no disrespect to the charge as well. It obviously looked the chin strap looked really good as well.
That was tight. I mean, you can't go on a boat trip around the Statue of Liberty and not have a tight chin strap in 2014. Like, I mean, or 2010. Like you can't do that, right? So I had to bring the heat, and let's just say it. I did, and it was perfect because it was windy and it kind of blew the hair up. It was just a phenomenal photo. I popped up on my Facebook memories last night. I said, I wonder where people come out on this chin strap and hair. Can you imagine if I was sitting here this morning doing the show with an afro? Like, It would have just, I mean, it was so weird. I could do it. I mean, I honestly could do it. And I don't know. And I do feel very fortunate to have a pretty good head of hair because like I got a lot of my best buddies. We're all in our early 40s. Some of those boys are fighting it hard right now. And I'm like, oh, I gotta get a haircut every 3 weeks or else it just gets too carried away. So I do kind of feel like a jerk in that situation. But hey, if you got it, flaunt it, right? Isn't that a big hair thing?
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Popular hair phrase.
Tommy and I, we've got decent hair. We both talk about your hair, but yeah, like I have some buds that haven't even reached 30 yet, and they're already almost bald. And so you're doing really good, Dusty.
I mean, that sucks.
It does.
Nothing. I mean, it just sucks. You'd rather have hair than not have hair. I think so.
I think so.
I don't want to get into this whole bald conversation today. All right, if you're watching over on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up. And we will get to that as we work our way through the show. Let's see here. Lots of stuff going on over in the Nasty Chat. If you do need a coach this morning, 780-218-9999. The Nielson Show is brought to you by our partners at South Fort Chevrolet. Go see Daniel and the team out of South Fort Chev. They'll look after you. Tell them we sent you. You get 15% off all the accessories on your new ride. All right, go-to dealership for Silverado 1500s, heavy duties, 10109 89th at Fort Sask. Visit their website, www.southfortchev.com. If you're looking for a family-friendly, pressure-free experience, you got to go get one at South Fort Chev. All right, let's get to here. What's this one? Big Maple is in. It says, boys, my nephew just got announced as the Western Canada pitch hit and run winner and has been invited to play in the next round at T-Mobile in Seattle. What is this? I don't even know what that is. Congratulations, a conch. How about this one? William Mikespear. Good morning, boys. We're off to Saskatchewan today to hopefully watch the Elks get their first win. Can we get a conch, please? Yes, safe travels to William Mikespear and his better half. Am I right? I like that. Elks fans traveling to see this. Look, it's a Trev Ford vacation. That's probably what it is. I'll lay out the show for you as we work our way through this bad boy. Oliver, let's see what's happening on the Nasty Chat today. Hammer the thumbs up for us if you wouldn't mind. We got a fun show today. We have 3 guests today. We got a special scalding hot takes, a Friday scalding hot takes. We're going to get into that as we work our way through the show as well. Brett over on YouTube says, I'm on the road to race some horses in Calgary. Happy Friday, fellow Nasties. Hey, best of luck with the horse racing. I think he does the harness. Pretty sure he does the harness racing, which is pretty cool. Cosmic Rhubarb. Holy blowout in the peg last night. Bombers came to play. Hope VA Jr. is okay. We'll get to that as we work our way through the show. Josh Corbett says, waiting for this to start, listening live from Cusco, Peru. I'll put it on the map. Zacticum, let's put that bad boy on the map. That sounds kind of cool. McSelly Consulting says, good morning from Chongqing, China. Wow, this is great. X-Ray J says, coming to you live from a site near Fort McMurray. Christian in Winnipeg. This is a pretty good one. I'll Doug Rocha. Look, I'm sitting here in a hotel room at 7:00 Winnipeg time by myself doing a show. I can play some stuff for you today. All right. And this is a good one from Christian in Winnipeg. It says, stand back. Their nemesis. They got him.
Joey Bielak has it. He turns back. Looks like they're doing a little reverse that you might see in football. And here comes Bazin. He's got some speed. He's going to split the D. Oh, what's he going to do? He's shooting the roof, Daddy. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Look at that. And there's the speed. And the old banana splitting Rudy. And, Vernon is rejoice as their nemesis. Steinbach. They get him in the overtime. Roof Daddy. As Bazin kept chugging as his speed helped split the D. And there's no slipping on a banana peel there as he went slipping upstairs there. A goal.
Oh,
is happy.
Stand back, not the nemesis last night for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, is they control that football game from start to finish. I don't know if I've ever seen such a dominating performance, time of possession wise, last night. The Blue Bombers had that ball for over 2/3 of the football game. It was a rather remarkable effort from the Bombers, who defensively look like their old championship selves. I know they've only got 3 wins so far this year, but now, well, the West is getting very interesting in the Canadian Football League. So we'll talk about that as we work our way through the show. Roy Anderson over on YouTube says, "Is this channel owned by TSN?" I'll gladly and happily say that it's not. It's owned by Edmonton Sports Talk. So that's a fun one. MK in LA says, "First time watching the start of the show and seeing YouTube Trev. I commend you all for being up this early, but I'm going to bed and we'll listen later. Have a fantastic and safe weekend." MK in LA, it's super early for him, right? It's like 5:13 out on what they call the West Coast. So can't complain that he's going to go catch a few Z's. I wish I could do that myself. I might actually sneak in a quick nap right after the show. We're not flying to Regina until like 2:00 today, so might be time for a brief little snooze after the game. But let's lay out the show for you today. I mean, I could sit here for the entire first hour and talk about the Bombers and Lions last night. We'll get to that. Hurts kind of emphasizing what happened to the BC Lions last night. That's a tough one. Yesterday, we heard what Trey Ford had to say ahead of his first start of the season against the Riders and their very good defense. YouTube Trev's working on it. We're going to have Jarius Jackson. We're going to hear what Jarius Jackson had to say at his availability a couple of days ago, and we'll dissect that a little bit as we work our way through the show this morning. And then after we hit 7:00, guest heavy the rest of the way. Barney Shynkaruk is going to join us. He's the host of the Sports Cage, CKRM in Regina. And he's kind of an AM nasty, like many of you listens to the show. His show's fun. They play a lot of songs, like they play a lot of Dallas from Nielson during the run, which was nice. I think they kind of officially became sort of an Oilers station. So Barney's going to join us. He's not at work this week. He's at a lake somewhere, but he's like, "I'm going to join still." What a triumphant from Barney. So Barney's going to join us just after 7:00. I'm also trying to think, definitely on Edmonton Sports Talk, but even going back on the old show on 1260. Have we ever had a person named Barney as a guest? I'm drawing a blank right now, but I don't know if we've ever had a Barney on the show. So we'll get to that. Cool Bet Canada hotline of the day. Can we get a conch for Brady Oliveira yesterday? Well, we have him at over 68.5. That's like in the biz what we like to call no sweater. All of those of you who rode with us yesterday to your Cool Bet winnings right now.
You're gonna live with me now. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of you. Because I love you. Oh, I love you, John. Oh, I love you, John.
Cool Bet Canada hotline of the day today. We'll dive into the Friday night game in the Canadian Football League. Luke Gazdic is going to join us today. That's exciting, isn't it? Hey, a little Luke Gazdic on the show today. We'll find out if he's super duper worried about the Draisaitl contract negotiation. So we'll get into that. He's coming to town for the charity event. That's good. I'll tell you, I could use some of those donuts from Italian Center Shop today. But we'll get to that as we work our way through the show this morning. Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. Need one more question for 3 questions too many, so you can find that. The Stingers are going to host a playoff game coming up on Sunday night. It'll be the winner of Calgary and Winnipeg. Winnipeg, the team they played on Monday night to wrap up the regular season. The Stingers are 13-7. Their games can be heard right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. And Jordan Baker, their head coach, is going to join us around 8:30. And then we were discussing it yesterday on the show when we usually do hot takes. Lieutenant Eric right now is on vacation. And he has both the Scalding Hot Takes Mitt and the pot holder for head-to-head situations. So myself and YouTube Trev, if you missed it in the 8:00 hour yesterday, we're like, well, what are we supposed to do on Scalding Hot Takes if the champion is gone and has both of the winning prizes? And what we decided was we're going to do, we didn't want to come up with like somebody gets a hot plate. Well, that can't be the case because what if that person's also gone and they own all 3? So when it's just the 2 of us, if the person who has the pot holder is not here, Trev, we decided yesterday, had some good suggestions, threw some good things back and forth, but we are indeed putting in place today what will be called the take swap. So whoever wins Scalding Hot Takes today around 8:45, before our next round of scalding hot takes, I get to look at the other person's takes and pick one and flip it with one of our own. I think it's a significant advantage, buddy.
It's huge. No, this is good. I love where this is going. Yeah, we figured no more physical objects, just because this could be a revolving door. We'd be like, oh, well, what do we do now? So, no, I like this a lot. And like technically, this is like the biggest. I think like it's at the top, Dusty, because if you think about it, if you win this, then essentially you should be winning the next one as well. You really should. If you drop the ball. Yeah, if you drop the ball with what we're doing today, and like I pick one of your takes and I still end up losing somehow, Gager, that would just be embarrassing. Like it would really be embarrassing. So I like this a lot. It almost guarantees a win, and it's just new. It's fresh. I love this idea.
We got back to the hotel around 11:20 last night. And I'm not going to not go out for a drink or two and some chicken tendies here at the Elephant and Castle Hotel. Yeah. So had a couple of beverages, got back to the room around, 12:45. I had already done my prep for today yesterday afternoon, so I didn't have to like sit down and do like 45 minutes of show prep. So I laid down in bed and then I was just like, hot takes. Like I was just like, we said we're going to do it. So I grabbed my phone, and sometimes hot takes, it's tough. You hit like this writer's block. I could never write a novel, man. That would be tough. But last night they just came together, man. I was just like, boom, 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 boom. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. Gager's going to pop by to judge. It'll be brought to you, of course, by Claiborne Services, and we'll have some fun with it.
Yeah,
I'll have some fun with it. I'm looking forward to that. We'll see where it goes. This McSelly Consulting over in China says, you guys are my evening show in China. I can't wait for Reed Wilkins. That'll be my morning show, which is it's just, that's what a life, eh? That's kind of neat. In fact, do you have the interview kicking around? We haven't played that in a couple days.
I have to. I can grab it quickly.
Yeah, let's grab it. For anybody who missed it, we kind of debuted Reed Wilkins' presence on the station earlier in the week with what was a very well received video, and we had a lot of fun making it, as you'll see at the end of it. So yeah, YouTube Trev can grab that. And when that's ready, we can certainly play that again. We're going to hear from Jarius Jackson as well, as he preps for a game coming up against the Riders. Will the Elks ever win again? We were talking about it last night after the game, and this is just such an embarrassing run right now for this football team. Like, it's been years since they were even respectable. And I still, deep down inside, do believe, and I'd be interested to know. We can get into this conversation here in the 6 o'clock hour. Of course, we can do texts and we can do conches, and we're gonna play the interview and we'll play some songs and it'll be a lot of fun. But I still believe that, like, if next year the Elks start the season, and this sounds like a stretch considering they haven't won more than 4 games in the last 2 years, and it doesn't look like they might not even win 4 again this year. So this is a team that could go into next season with 3 straight years of 4 wins or less. But if they start next year, let's just pick a number, 5-2, right? Because the Lions started 5-2, the Riders started 5-2. If the Edmonton Elks are 5-2 going into week 8 or 9 next year, depending on if they've already had a bye week or not, you got to remember that. Would the crowds be back at Commonwealth? I believe, and by crowds, I mean like what we saw last night in Winnipeg, or what we'll see probably on Saturday at Mosaic in Regina, 28, 29, 30,000. Will they get back there? Do you think they'll be back there, or do they need to like establish themselves as a good team again for 2 or 3 years before what used to just be a regular crowd at Commonwealth actually returns? 780-218-9999, or you can hit us up in the nasty chat as well. Christian in Winnipeg says, Elephant and Castle chicken tendies are legit. Christian, last night, how many of them? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There were 7 of us at the table last night. It's 11:30 at night. 5 orders of chicken tenders at 11:30 at night. Like, I've got the entire crew hooked on the chicken tenders with the damn honey dill sauce that they have out here in Manitoba. That is just unbelievable. The boys last night, the 2 guys at the end, our producer and our ISOCAM guy, they're looking at me. They're just like, damn you for getting us hooked on these things. I say, well, what are you supposed to do? I mean, they're absolutely delicious. And this is a plot twist that you didn't see coming. We've connected with a sauce company out of Edmonton who's going to attempt to duplicate the Manitoba honey dill, and we're going to drop that into Edmonton. So early stages of that. They're working on some recipes right now, and we're going to have a honey dill sauce taste testing thing, and where we try to lock in the best sauce, and then EST will have its own honey dill sauce. So also exciting times over there. If you want honey dill sauce, the good stuff in Alberta, hammer the thumbs up over on YouTube and give us a sub. YouTube, Trev, what do you think about that? A little EST honey dill sauce? I don't know.
Like,
Pretty
yeah, that's one of my favorite sauces, man. I'm so for that. It goes well. Like, that's like the perfect sauce for chicken tender, I think. So I'm so for it.
Sorry, plum sauce.
Yeah.
Sorry, plum sauce. The plum sauce people in Alberta right now are panicking because they're like, no, we can't make honey dill a regular thing out here. But it's gonna be pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. Got the interview?
The interview is ready.
All right, let's have it. This is Reed Wilkins is going to be a legend. Watch this.
Okay, thanks for the time today. Thanks for coming in. What'd you say your name was again?
Reed Wilkins.
I'm not familiar with it. Let's take a look at this. 630 Ched. What's that? Some sort of cheese company? Inside Sports, Oilers pre and post game. Wow, so much stuff. Was that a volunteer position?
No, that was my paid job.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So you're probably familiar with the Edmonton Oilers?
Oh yeah, I covered them for several years.
Doesn't matter. Okay. Now this is interesting. City TV. Which city?
Edmonton.
Well, why wouldn't they just call it Edmonton TV then?
Well, they had City TV in numerous...
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, sports anchor and director in Lloydminster. Is that the Saskatchewan or the Alberta side?
Does it really matter?
No, probably doesn't matter. In Lloydminster, did you ever have a chance to hire me but decide to hire somebody else? Doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Doesn't matter. Okay, now this is interesting. Blockbuster Video, as in the Blockbuster Video, founded by David Cook, which at its peak had more than 9,000 stores.
Look, I worked there for 3 years, 30 years ago. I mean, it's not like I have any nostalgia for the company.
Do you remember those little rewinders that looked like cars to put the tape in so that it looked like a little hood of the car?
Yeah, I used one. You put the tape in, you hit a button, and it would rewind the tape for people.
Did you ever go to someone's house who had movies that were way overdue and threaten them with violence?
No comment.
When the store was empty, would you ever go into the adult film section and look at nudity?
Well, no, actually, we didn't rent pornography at Blockbuster. Very family-friendly environment.
That must have been why I went bankrupt.
I think online streaming might have contributed to that.
I highly doubt that works. Okay, well that should do it. Welcome aboard.
Excellent. And with whom shall I be working?
Don't worry about it. His name's Jason or something. He's kind of a nobody. I'd be surprised if he even lasts a year.
Nice.
And with whom shall I be working?
Did you ever go to someone's house who had movies that were way overdue and then threaten them with violence?
No comment.
Did you ever have to go to someone?
Man, I gotta tell you that we have a lot of fun at Edmonton Sports Talk, and we had a lot of fun back at 1260 in the day. But I don't know if I've genuinely laughed that hard doing anything in this industry in the last 15 years. Like it was so much fun, man.
It really
Trev, I
was.
wish we could go back there right now. Go back
Yeah,
to that
man.
moment.
That's the exciting thing is like we're definitely gonna continue doing this stuff. Like why not? Like it actually did really good on YouTube. Like we'll keep pumping that kind of content out. The nasties love it. I love editing stuff like that. Like that's kind of my bread and butter. The scene where it's like, oh, like I don't think that'll work when you're talking about the streaming, and then you look at the camera, like it was so funny because it was such it's so awkward that it's just perfect. It just works so well. Like that cut should have been just a quick like look at you, and then a quick like look at. But the fact that I just kept the shot on him and it just doesn't go away. Like it adds so much to it. So it was so good, and I cannot wait for many more videos like that, Dusty. It's gonna be awesome.
I think that's the part. Like even as we rewatched it, I've watched that thing like 5 or 6 times now. As we rewatched it, when Reed turns and does the look, I'm like,
and it just doesn't stop and keeps going and going.
We are good. I mean, untapped potential with this guy. My God, it's going to be a lot of fun. Gator Hockey over on YouTube says that stare down is epic. I mean, it was, I was really happy with how we scripted and how it came together, but somebody did make a good point that if at the end of the stare down was like, and great music from Trev. In fact, all the music really worked in the whole thing. And if we stare down, and then it just cuts through a clip of Reed and he goes, yes.
That would have been good. That would have been good.
That would have been pretty funny too. I should have thought of that when we did that. But man, that was a lot of fun to do. That show is going to begin in September. And I think one of the best things about Edmonton Sports Talk is we're pretty transparent in everything that we're doing. I will say, as far as the midday show goes, got a good text message yesterday from somebody that we're discussing things with on the midday show. So positive step in the right direction for 1 to 3, as well as things can get a little bit spicy around EST. We're going to hear from Jarius Jackson and what he had to say a couple of days ago. It's a very interesting spot that Jarius Jackson would find himself in right now. Like, you're essentially 100% coaching for your job. Like, the only way you get this will come across wrong, but I don't think he's back next year no matter what. So unless you put together some sort of remarkable turnaround here, you're likely going to be unemployed in the offseason, which has got to be even if he does a decent job, he's probably still likely unemployed in the offseason. Like, how is somebody going to commit a bunch of money to the Elks, become the new owner, and then just leave everything even remotely close to the same? I mean, it should be a complete cleaning house, I would think, if they continue to trend in this direction and end up only winning, 2, 3, 4 games this season. So we'll hear what Jarius Jackson has to say coming up. If you are watching over on YouTube today, hammer that thumbs up for us. We're at 64, moving well. Let's change 100 here coming up right away. That Hurts is on the way for the personal injury lawyers at SBLLP. We'll get to that as we work our way through the show today. Barney Shynkaruk is going to join us, host of the Sports Cage in Regina. Luke Gazdic in hour number 2, and Jordan Baker, head coach of the Stingers. Let's pack that place. We got another 4-pack of tickets that we're going to give away. We'll save those and give them away when Baker joins us as well. We have to remember that Trevor Matty will want to absolutely lose it on us today, so we got to make sure we do that. Hey, got it, Trev. I don't want to pump your tires too much, but I got a text message yesterday from Nisku Glass because it was the first sports update with Nisku Glass yesterday. And they said, hey, we heard it this morning. Happy to be on board. And he said, Trev did a really good job with it. I was just like, wow, Trev's going to love that. Trev's going to love that.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I played it back. Like, every update I had, like, one little stutter or whatnot. And then, of course, the last one, that was just so funny. I loved it. But, yeah, hey, Nisku Glass, if you're listening, thank you. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. And I hope to deliver as good as I did yesterday. In about a minute here, or I guess right now.
Yeah, we're gonna get to it right away. We'll have the Jonty and Victoria remix of a Teef's Jarius Jackson song on the other side of this update, because we're going to hear what Jarius Jackson had to say a couple of days ago. But right now, let's get to it. It is a sports update for Nisku Glass with the one and only YouTube Trev. Take it away, buddy.
The BC Lions lose quarterback Vernon Adams Jr. in the fourth quarter to an apparent knee injury as the Bombers take this one in a complete blowout by the score of 25-0. Elsewhere around the CFL tonight, the 6-1 Montreal Alouettes will be taking on the 2-5 Hamilton Tiger Cats. Kickoff starts at 5:30 Mountain Time. And it's officially Trey Ford time. He gets his first start of the season as the Elks look for their first win of the season against the Rough Riders on Saturday. The Edmonton Riverhawks lose a close one last night as the Victoria Harbour Cats defeat them 6-5. The Hawks will play a 3-game series in Port Angeles over the weekend, which of course you can hear at edmontonsportstalk.com. Also in Edmonton, the Stingers play on Sunday in the West semifinals, which again you can hear at edmontonsportstalk.com. The Toronto Blue Jays look to get back in the win column as they lost their last 2 games to the Orioles. The Blue Jays start their 3-game series against the New York Yankees tonight at 5 p.m. Yesterday, the 17-year-old Canadian swimmer Summer McIntosh won her second gold medal at this year's Olympics, this time in the 200-meter butterfly. And get this, she also set a new Olympic and Canadian record with her time of 2 minutes and 3 seconds, making all of us Canadians proud. McIntosh wasn't the only Canadian that showed up yesterday. Boxer Wyatt Sanford advanced to the semifinals with a win over Uzbekistan's Ruslan Abdullayev. This win guarantees a spot on the podium for the Canadian, in which no Canadian has won an Olympic boxing medal since 1996. This sports update is brought to you by Nisku Glass, where they can meet all your automotive, residential, and commercial glass needs. They offer free pickup and drop-off services for your vehicle and free estimates at your home and business. And they have a 4.8-star rating on Google. They will service anywhere in the greater Edmonton area and beyond. Give them a call at 780-955-7989 to meet all your glass needs.
Jarius Jackson, you are for real. For real. For real. For real. For real. For real. Jarius Jackson, you are now the new interim head coach of the Edmonton Elks. They have a great receiving corps, and now you got to get the defense to stop a few plays here and there so you can win a damn football game. For real. For real. For real. The fan base wants a win, so let's get out there and do it. Do it. Do it. Let's get out there and get the Elks to win the Grey Cup. Celebrate with the boys with a 6 o'clock log. For real. For real. For real. For real. For real. For real. Let's go, Elks.
There you go. A little Jarius Jackson remix there with a Teef. For real. You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. If you like that one, hit us up over on the YouTube channel. Hammer the thumbs up for us today as we work through it. Sheldon says, for real, this song has been stuck in my head for a week now. Damn you, Atif. Well, wait till we drop the Nasty Bash song on you. That thing's going to be stuck in your head for, I don't know, your entire life. So we've got that coming up. That hopefully will debut on Tuesday's show, in which I'll be back in studio and have Joaquin Gage flying by my side, and then Gager stabilizing the show all week. Lieutenant Eric will be back on Wednesday, and I'll be off doing the Hlinka Gretzky Cup for basically the entire week. Andrea from Calgary texts in this morning. Says, my husband, who regularly questions why I listen to an Edmonton-based sports show, even thought the interview was great. Oh, Andrea, a conch for your husband, eh? How's that sound? Burglar over in the Paris Jewelers inbox at 780-218-9999. Me in every future interview ever. And with whom shall I be working? Oh, that's too good. That's too good. I love it. That's good stuff. One of you are going to end up winning text of the day today, so keep these text messages flying on in here. And who knows, you might get hooked up with that gift certificate to A&W, where they got the buy one A&W frozen root beer right now and get a second one for free. For free. For free. Dum, 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 dum. Feel free to steal that if you want, A&W. I think you probably like it. This text in from a 403 number says, Dusty, what's the story behind Reed not hiring you in the interview? Well, we talked about it before. I applied for a job in Lloydminster. He was a sports director. They were hiring for like the number 2 guy. I went out there for the interview. He didn't hire me. He picked Kevin Jesus instead. My buddy who worked out there at the time said he would forever hold a grudge against Kevin Jesus because it stopped me and him from living together. But then he ended up really liking Kevin Jesus because Kevin Jesus is a real nice guy. So the real plot twist on that story that I haven't probably told in a long, long time is that I was driving a Ford Taurus at the time that had like a cracked manifold and exhaust. If I turned on like the heat in the car, exhaust fumes would come through the heating system into my face. And the day I had the interview in Lloyd, it was like minus 30. Like it was absolutely freezing. So I was like, well, I got to get there. So I got in the Ford Taurus, but I couldn't have the heat on or else I'd die from carbon monoxide poisoning. So I swear to God, I sat down. I had a suit on, but I also had 2 blankets. I had a blanket over my leg, and then I had a blanket across my chest, and I had a balaclava on. And I drove to Lloyd with a balaclava on my face for this interview. Stopped in Vegreville, I think, at the A&W to kind of, I get out of the car and I roll down the windows a little bit, crank the heat up to try to get some heat in while the car was stopped. And then I get back in, drive the rest of the way. So I roll into this interview in Lloyd with Reed, and I had to like take off my blankets. I had to take off my balaclava. I kind of fixed my hair, go in. So, I mean, really, so how did I not get this job? I mean, like, so I sit down, do the interview. Thought it went okay. Get back in the car, balaclava back on, blankets back on, drive back to Edmonton. And I remember like 2 days later, I was like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a classic follow-up call. I'm going to follow up and just be like, hey, just want to let you know I'm pretty interested. And it was a great chat with you, blah, 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 blah. So I call and I get the voicemail of Reed. And I start to leave a message. I'm like, hey, it's Dustin Nielson. We had a chance to meet the other day. And then I said, yeah, and if you want to give me a call, here's my number. And I forgot my number. I just like panicked. I didn't know my number and I like froze. And I was just like, click. I was just at the moment I forgot my number, panicked and hung up the phone. I was like, oh, I don't think I'm going to get the job. So that was, that was tough.
I just see Reed, you pulling in, be like, oh, this might be the next interviewee. And just you come out with all these blankets. He's like, oh gosh, and then you take off this and
step out of the car.
You're looking in the window. Yeah, you're looking in the window, just brushing off your hair.
An absolute mess, man. Man, I really wanted that job too, but you know, in the end, it all works out. Yep. It all works out. That's what's meant to be will be if you work hard, right? All right, retired bowler Ryan. This is a conch right here. Can you conch my wife who said "F you breast cancer" and won the battle? My goodness, of course. Congratulations, retired bowler Ryan, to you and your wife. Absolutely amazing seeing a text like that. That's real good. Old bitter Charlie's in to the inbox, says, not funny, you guys. You all need to get a real job. Old bitter Charlie. He
sounds bitter.
He's a pretty miserable man, I think. They got a axe to grind over there. Charlie, if If you need to chat with somebody, man, wait till Lieutenant Eric's back. He'll text you back. He likes to text everybody back. All right, we'll get to that Hurts in a second, but let's big one here for Edmonton. Like the Bombers starting to figure it out is really bad news for the Elks. Not that they already were dealing with enough bad news on their own, but that would have been the first team they had to track down. Winnipeg's defense has now allowed one defensive touchdown against in their last 3 games. Pitched a shutout last night. No big deal. Bombers defense is looking legit. Zach Collaros last night threw for like 295 yards. Brady Oliveira ran for 100, cashing the over 68.5. And all of a sudden, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, with the way that the West is shaping up here, well, we'll get to it during that Hurts with this injury to Vernon Adams Jr. So we'll get to that. But Jarius Jackson, I can't say Jarius Jackson now without saying you are for real. But here's Jarius Jackson with the media a couple of days ago as they get set to head to Regina, travel day today, to take on the Riders.
First practice with Trey at the helm. Tell me what you thought, what you saw, what you thought.
A little rusty, did some good things and some things that he needs to work on. But we got plenty of time here, about 18 minutes left in the day. So going to get him out there and work on some of the throws that he missed today and make corrections.
How much do you change with him and his athleticism and skill levels compared to McLeod? How much do you change in your system?
Well, a small percentage of it changes. You just allow him to be the athlete that he is and be dynamic and go and make plays. But the foundation of the system is there. You may tweak a few things here and there, but the foundation of the system is there.
I imagine a big thing the receivers and linemen have to realize plays are never over, right, with him?
That's exactly right. He can extend plays. So, if you're a receiver on the outside, we work scramble drill and we do different things as far as just being alert that if Trey gets on the edge, once the quarterback breaks the pocket, then, everything goes out of the window at that point. It's about getting open and finding the open space and allow him to put the ball on you.
It's a different challenge for him now because no one's surprised by him anymore, right? They're ready for him.
Yeah, they're ready for him, but I think he's improved as well since his time here. He's had Mac as a mentor, so far this year, and he's helped him with reads and understanding defenses and where his eyes should be in his progression. So I know he's not. They're not going to be surprised by him, but hopefully he's not surprised by them either.
The completions he made, Gavin should have had one of those completions, so he'd be 16 of 21 or whatever it was, but those throws were where they needed to be.
That's exactly right, and Gav knows he needed to make that play for Trey, and I think that's the growth out of him, right? Like last year, he probably wouldn't have taken the proper drop, and he would have been, a little anxious and probably took off and got out of the pocket, but, he took the proper drop and delivered the ball where it was supposed to go.
Are you putting Trey in because of what McLeod didn't do, or because of what Trey did do for you?
It's about what Trey did. Trey gave us the spark that we needed, right? He gave us the spark that we needed. If that was the case, I would have played him longer in the Ottawa game, the game prior to that. So, he gave us the spark we needed, along with, I think I mentioned yesterday, McLeod's also been dealing with, a little bit of injuries and whatnot. So this would be a good time for him to heal up, because at the end of the day, we're going to need all the guys that we have to make it through the year.
I imagine you even felt it on the field, the change in the fans in that 10 minutes. Can you talk about that?
Well, Trey's exciting, right? He's exciting and a dynamic player. So, I can understand, as a fan, you're watching and, offensively we're not moving the ball and you're seeing the 2 and out. So you want to give the other guy a chance. That's just a natural reaction.
You speak to McLeod's value that remains with this club.
Oh, it's big time. He's still a leader. He's still a guy that I believe in. He knows that at some point we're still going to need him. He's taking a little bit of a seat or a step back and letting Trey be the guy. But at the same time, he's supporting him to the fullest.
Where are you sitting at injury-wise? Looking on the field, it looks like there might be some changes.
Yeah, we're a little thin here and there, right? We're a little thin. We've gotten banged up a little bit, but that's why I've tried to take it easy on the guys as much as I could earlier in the week. But today had to be a work day. We'll come out again and get some work in tomorrow, and other than that, it'll be pretty mental for us throughout the week, because at the end of the day, this is a physical bunch, and we have to match their intensity.
Are you taking it one game at a time, or will Trey be the guy for a few games?
One game at a time.
Can you speak to the decision and when it came, as opposed to holding off till later in the week, announcing it earlier in the week?
Well, I was starting to hear rumbles anyway, a little bit, from people telling me what was happening in the media. So, it was like, we might as well go ahead and get ahead of this thing.
Thank you for that.
Yep, no problem.
There you go. That is Jarius Jackson. He is for real, and we'll see what ends up happening. I don't know why they did that at a daycare, though. I mean, there's a bunch of kids running around, sound like right on the other side of the scrum. So they're excited. Kids are still coming out to practice, which is pretty good. All right, let's get to that hurts for SBLLP, personal injury lawyers. No reason to panic if you suffer a personal injury. Just put yourself in good hands. www.sb-llp.com. Click on personal injury or call 780-438-5281. 780-438-5281. Just leave it in the hands of those who can look after you. They've got the experience. They've got the evidence. They know exactly what they're doing in these spots. Some of you might have been injured. You don't even know you should have got some money. These guys will get you that do-re-mi, as they say in the big money business. No need to feel shame. Let SBLLP handle the claim. And we have to go to the Vernon Adams Jr. injury last night for that hurts. He was on pace for a 6,000-yard season. He would have become, if he could have maintained that pace, he would have become just the 5th player in CFL history to throw for over 6,000 yards. And instead, coming off a loss, coming off a bye week, rolls out there, could get nothing going against the Bombers defense. And then to add injury to the insult to injury, he ends up getting hurt. It did not look good. Now, Rick Campbell did say after the game that it's not season ending. It's more week to week than month to month. But I mean, he had it iced up. And when they moved him onto the cart after the game last night, he was wincing in pain. So I don't know how long he's going to be out, and it sucks for the BC Lions. They've got Dolagala. We were already talking last night about other options. I suggested, I wonder if they'd reach out and try to trade for MBT. Somebody else suggests, I think Farhan Banya suggested maybe Jeremiah Mazzoli, who's just sort of sitting around in Ottawa, not getting any playing time. I know many people right away were like, well, now go get Nathan Rourke, but Rourke just signed with Atlanta, at least for a little bit. I don't know how he thinks he's going to get a job there because he's not. So I would think next year he's the starting quarterback of the BC Lions again. But this hurts big time. They got the Grey Cup at home. They started the year 5-2. Vernon Adams is on an all-time pace, and then he gets hurt, and it sucks. The big one for the league, sucks. The big one for the BC Lions, and you hope that it is just a week-to-week thing with VA, because he's been playing absolutely spectacular so far this season. If you'd like to chime in on YouTube, hit us up in the nasty chat. Hammer a thumbs up. We're 20 away from changing 100 here and making our push up and beyond 9,600 subs. Give us a sub if you wouldn't mind as well. Sheldon over there says the coach kind of sounds bitter having to make the change after he said MBT was his guy last week. Well, yeah, I mean, you come out at halftime of your last game and say we're sticking with MBT, and then in the third quarter, or the fourth quarter, you go away from him, and now he's not your starting quarterback this week. I mean, you can see why you're like, kind of backfired a little bit. What's interesting with the Vernon Adams injury here with that hurts for SBLLP is it really makes it an interesting picture in the West right now, because you've got Calgary, who's really good at home but can't win on the road. You've got the Bombers, who are now 3-6 on the season. They're heading into a bye week. Then they get the BC Lions again without Vernon Adams. So they could end up being 4-6. And then after that, they get Hamilton. And then after that, they get Labor Day and the Banjo Bowl against the Riders. Now the Riders get Edmonton this week. They could go to 6-2. But the West has all of a sudden got really, really interesting, because if VA's out for 4, 5, 6 weeks, that brings the Lions certainly back to the rest of the pack. The Bombers are trending in the right direction. And those two games against the, like, if the Bombers sweep the Riders, which I don't think will happen, but let's just say in some sort of world it does. If the Bombers sweep the Riders in those two games, all of a sudden the West is like a 3-horse race. And depending what Calgary does, could be 4 teams in the mix there. So makes things interesting in the West, but it still hurts big time for the BC Lions that Vernon Adams had to leave last night's game. And you hate to see it. And it wasn't like a crazy crazy play. Just kind of got tied up and looked like his foot sort of got caught maybe on the ground awkwardly, and then swung his leg out and was grabbing his knee right away while the play was still going on. So really tough one. That's one of those injuries that even like the home crowd's just like, especially because their team was up in a real nice spot at that time. 403 chiming in at 780-218-9999 says Farham Banya, LMAO. Well, that's what happens when you claim somebody still owes you a meal, right? 780-218-9999. Try to sort through a few of these text messages. Here's one from Rob. He says, good morning, Dusty. Can I get a conch for my last day of work before we go away on vacation? Oh, that's a nice one. Enjoy that. Where are you going? What's happening? My family's about to go on vacation without me. They're going to actually see my parents, and I'm working the hockey tournament, so I can't go. But I'm sure they'll have a great time in Cranbrook, BC. Sadly, not able to join them this time as well. All right, we'll get to a few more of your messages over on YouTube as well, and thank you very much for joining us there. It's gonna be a fun show today in the next 2 hours. I should have brought some cards with me for the crack pack for Wayne Sports Cards. I was thinking about it last night. I was just like, oh man, Trev, you know what? There's a box of old Upper Deck cards in the corner there. Go grab a pack, and we can go through that for Wayne Sports Cards. Yeah, go grab that. I think it's over right by the door where Whale and the Wolf is hidden. And Trev can crack those packs. Quick update on the crack pack, which is of course my card break group over on Facebook. All you crack packers are probably dying for a break, as am I. And I actually have a 6-box mixer, which is for those of you not in the card breaking game. I've got 6 boxes of cards sitting at home on my crack pack desk that I bought like 2 weeks ago with the intention of doing like a Sunday night break, but I ended up being too busy to do it. So I do have 6 boxes just sitting there waiting. When I actually have some downtime, we'll get to that. Yeah, there we are. That's we've been saving that Upper Deck. That's the first ever. I mean, that's kind of technically when the hockey card industry changed, because forever it was just OPG, tops. And then who the hell are you all of a sudden? Upper Deck slides onto the scene. And that's the very first kind. I remember when these came out, man. I was like 9 years old, 10 years old.
Damn.
And it was the greatest thing ever. So Trev, crack that bad boy for Wayne Sports Cards. If you've not yet checked out Wayne's, I mean, a lot of you, I know you have, but if you've not yet checked out Wayne's, just north of West Edmonton Mall, Italian Center Shop, Mr. Barber, where I look so good, and then Wayne Sports Cards. So, all right, bust this pack open, Trev. What do we got?
I have to apologize. We first card is Edmonton Oiler. I don't know who this Edmonton Oiler is. Jason Souls? Yeah,
Jason Souls. Yeah. That's okay. You don't need to know who he is.
Okay, Steve Casper, Rick Zombo. That's kind of cool. Oh, Mark Howe.
Rick Zombo.
Mark Howe. That's kind of neat.
Mark Howe.
Not bad. Let's see. Nothing crazy. Jeremy Roenick. That's nice in the All-Star game. Dennis Savard. Not bad. And Rick Tabaraki. I don't know. I'm probably butchering.
Rick Tabaraki. I love it.
Tabarachi. Okay, there we go. So that was mine. Dusty. I'll do one for you if that's okay.
Yeah. Do one for me too. I'm looking up Jason Souls because I'm wondering if he was from the draft that the Oilers had that like nobody played a game. Let's see. Jason Souls.
Oh, I guess I gotta.
Yeah. Oh no, that was the Scott Allison draft, 1990. Jason Souls draft. He was taken 15th overall. I mean, I don't think he played more than like 3 years. And not with the Oilers. I'm just talking like hockey after being drafted. They drafted Baranek in the 4th round that year, ended up playing 531 games. Peter White played 220, and Semenov played 362. But that was a run of just absolutely god-awful first-round picks for the Edmonton Oilers.
Gary Nyland. I don't know if that's a familiar name.
Yeah, Gary Nyland, yep.
Kevin Lowe. That's
there we go.
That's not bad. Brad McCrimmon, Luke Richardson, Scott Stevens, Chris Chelios, not bad. Oh, yeah, that's about it. Sweet polls, Dusty. Your deck is was better than mine.
Yeah,
Nice
man.
deck.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. A lot of people say good things about my deck. Okay, so I'm just going back on the run that Oilers had with first round picks, and my God, just awful.
Just brutal. It's weird because
Just
they
absolutely
started
awful.
like with Grant Fuhr, obviously.
Well, yeah.
They started
Yeah,
just so good.
It fell off. Like look, what is it? It's 6:57 on August 2nd. So yes, I will go through the history of every first round pick the Oilers had. So they started with Kevin Lowe. I mean, you kind of used up all of your draft luck when you started in your first 3 years with 1979, Kevin Lowe, Mark Messier, Glenn Anderson.
Yeah, like that's crazy. Like
And
how
then
that works
in
out.
1980, they roll out Paul Coffey, Yari Curry, and Andy Moog. Then in 81, they get Grant Fuhr. And then after that, Playfair, and then Buka Boom. But then from 1984 on, here are first-round picks from the Edmonton Oilers. Selmar Odeline played 18 games. Scott Medcalf played 19 games. Kim Issel played 4 games. Peter Sobolak never played. Francois Leroux, 249 games, 3 goals. Jason Souls never played. Scott Allison never played. Tyler Wright, 613 games, ended up working for the team. That was in 91. 92, Joe Hulbig, 55 games played. They did get Jason Arnott in the first round in 93. They also took Staduhar in the first round, only played 2 games. Then, of course, Jason Bonsignor, 79 games. Then Steve Kelly. Boyd Devereaux, 6th overall, not a bad pick. Took Descoteo in the first round also that year, only played 5 games. Michelle Reason, 12 games. Michael Henrik never played. Yanni Rita, 66 games. Alexei Minkov, 2 games. Hemsky worked. Yessi Ninamaki, no games. And then after that, they started to sort of turn it around a little bit with Dubnyk and Cogliano, Gagne, Eberle, Magnus Payarvi, Taylor Hall, Ryan Hughes. I mean, those are high picks. But YouTube, Trev, I mean, that you're looking
That's
at
brutal.
like
That's so bad.
from 1984 to 2000. Yeah, from 1984 to 2000, they basically drafted like 3 decent players in the first round.
That's yikes.
Which is wild to think that you can be that bad at drafting.
Yeah, maybe the hockey gods were just like, okay, you guys weren't supposed to be that good at the beginning, so we're going to make it even and not give you anyone for the next 20 years. Because that's brutal. I knew it was bad. I didn't know it was that bad. Like, that's,
I know.
Ugh.
I didn't realize, like, everybody always talks about, like, Bonsignor and Steve Kelly. Like, at least those dudes played briefly.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the guys they picked didn't play at all.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible drafting. As Jimbo over on YouTube says, man, that was a hard list.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah.
That also hurts.
Yeah, that definitely hurts. Where's SB LLP when you need them? I mean, my God, all-time bad draft list. All right, we'll get to a sports update here. One more conch for everybody for joining us on a Friday. Barney Shynkaruk's going to join us. He's the host of the Sports Cage in Regina. And we're going to find out what the vibe is around a Riders team. A pretty good crowd in their last home game. 5 o'clock start on a Saturday for this one. Should be able to get a lot of families out for that. Trevor Harris, I believe, is close to returning. So we'll get into that a little bit with Barney as well. And, he was playing a lot of Dallas from Nelson's tunes during the playoff run. In fact, he had Dallas from Nelson on his show. So we'll talk a little bit about maybe a little you know what? Let's do this. Trev's gonna do a sports update here in just a second. But because Barney's coming on and because he played a bunch of Dallas from Nelson songs during the playoffs, which Dallas from Nelson song should we play coming back? Hit us up. Hit us up right now, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, over on YouTube, where we're 8 thumbs up away from 100 here in the first hour. So hammer that. Let's change 100. YouTube, Trev's got a sports update for the fine folks over at Green Plan. Trev, take it away.
BC Lions lose quarterback Vernon Adams Jr. in the fourth quarter to an apparent knee injury as the Bombers take this one in a complete blowout by the score of 25-0. Elsewhere around the CFL, tonight the 6-1 Montreal Alouettes will be taking on the 2-5 Hamilton Tiger Cats. Kickoff starts at 5:30 Mountain Time. And it's officially Trey Ford time. He gets his first start of the season as the Elks look to get their first win of the season against the Rough Riders on Saturday. The Edmonton Riverhawks lose a close one last night as the Victoria Harbour Cats defeat the team 6-5. The Hawks will play a 3-game series in Port Angeles over the weekend. Also in Edmonton, the Stingers play on Sunday in the West semifinals, and of course you can listen to both the Riverhawks and the Stingers at edmontonsportstalk.com. The Toronto Blue Jays look to get back in the win column as they lost their last 2 games to the Orioles. The Blue Jays start their 3-game series against the New York Yankees tonight at 5 p.m. Yesterday, the 17-year-old Canadian swimmer Summer McIntosh won her second gold medal at this year's Olympics, this time in the 200-meter butterfly. And get this, she also set a new Olympic and Canadian record with her time of 2 minutes and 3 seconds, making all of us Canadians proud. McIntosh wasn't the only Canadian that showed up yesterday. Boxer Wyatt Sanford advanced to the semifinals with a win over Uzbekistan's Ruslan Abdullayev. This win will guarantee a spot on the podium for the Canadian, in which no Canadian has won an Olympic boxing medal since 1996. I wasn't even born then. Okay. The sports update brought to you by Green Plan, providing you with award-winning environmental planning and consulting services. Whether it's municipal, industrial, or residential, plan it right with Green Plan. Visit greenplan.com or give them a call at 780-455-4292.
I am a Zakai man with the Leafs I used to ride, with Austin Matthews by my side. I scored a couple and I had a little fun. Signed with the Oilers in July of 21. The Leafs let me walk because they thought I had no soul. Now I'm over 50 goals.
I am the dangler from way across the other side, where Beamers and Audis are supplied. Third overall in the draft 2014. Got a one-timer like the game has never seen. Bottom of the circle is the place where I get set. It's going in the net. I'm Nugent Hopkins. I was born in 93. All the way from Burnaby. Played some junior for Red Deer and had a ball. Signed with the Oilers when I went first overall. My two-way game, they said, is totally complete. The best in the league. The best in the league. The league. The league. The league. I'm Connor McDavid. I'm sure you've all seen my work. I'm not from this planet Earth. I'm deadly serious when I'm telling you what's up. My soul, it will not rest until we hoist the cup. Do what it takes through all the struggle and the pain, till just the oil remains. And we're gonna win again and again and again and again and again and again.
Oh, Chills, man. Absolute chills. I don't think we've played that since the run because it hurts too much. But man, that's a banger. It's not dated. We will play that thing for the rest of eternity if we have to. And I don't know how it doesn't win the Esty for Song of the Year. I mean, the Esties are going down September 17th. Song of the Year. I don't know how you top that. We might have to have Dallas from Nelson come from Nelson to the Esties on September 17th and perform that live on the stage at the theater that we rented for the Esties. Hey, would that not be something? Let's try to make that happen. That's too good. The Nielsen Show is brought to you by South Fort Chevrolet. Go see Daniel and his team. Totally worth the drive. They've been doing it for 40 years. Terrific service since 1983. And if you tell them we sent you, you'll get 15% off accessories on your new ride. Luke Gazdic's going to pop by coming up around 7:30 today. We'll get your Cool Bet Canada hotline of the day as well. The Edmonton Elks are heading off to Regina to take on the Riders, a very good Riders team this year. Have continued to win, even though they lost Trevor Harris. And to break this all down, one of the reasons we play the Dallas from Nelson song is because Barny Shynkaruk, who's the host of Sports Cage on 620 CKRM, joins us. He's on vacation, I believe, this week at the lake. Barney, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you guys doing over there? It's always Dallas from Nelson at 7 a.m. It's the best.
You can't go wrong, right?
No, yeah.
Was that? I know you were playing a bunch of his stuff on your show. Was that your favorite one, or is there another one that moved the needle for you?
Well, I heard it on your show, right? So that was the first one, and I was like, "How do I get my hands on this? How do I get consent to play it?" And then we had him on the show quickly, right? Because he slapped together the remake of Gloria, the Florida one.
Yeah.
And then we had him on. So it was thanks to you guys. But I think that would be the top for me. And hopefully it does win the award. Yeah.
It's going to be an upset. If it doesn't, we'll be stunned. Like the whole place will be like, what? I can't believe Dallas from Nelson didn't win. Like, it's just, oh man, too good. Too good. So where are you at the lake? You're at the lake right now? When you go to a lake, are you a guy who fishes or are you a guy who like chills on the beach?
I'm up in Waskesiu. I don't know if you've ever been here. You've heard it.
Heard of that?
I'm golf guy. I am big golf guy. So we got Elk Ridge up here and Waskesiu. So two awesome golf courses. Just a couple of days to kind of recharge and then get back at it. But yeah, I fished as a kid. And now my boy, who's 13, actually is going out with my brother-in-law, and he's like loving fishing. And I'm like, I think I have like the Len Thompson 5 of diamonds. I have all that stuff somewhere, and you can take it over.
That's easy. Just hand it on down. Here you go, son. What do you shoot when you golf? What are you like? You shoot 80s, 70s? What do you?
I think my handicap right now is 8. So I can be anywhere from that high 70s to yesterday I was 86. Couldn't keep it out of the bush.
Oh.
So
see, man, like if I banged out an 86, I'd be texting all my buddies and being like, "It's on, boys!" Like I finally figured out golf. Instead, like what was it? Tommy and I were talking at the golf tournament. My best round ever was an 81, but usually I'm just trying to break 90. If I get in the 90s, I'm usually in the 90s at least, but if I can break 90, it's a game changer for me, man. God, I wish I could do that more often.
That's what it's all about, and it keeps you coming back. As soon as you have that like one good round or you're doing something good, and it's like, well, I got to go play. Maybe I'll take a lesson. I need new clubs. Do you know Kelly Taylor? Do you know the comedian like Kelly Taylor from Prince Albert? Tours around.
No.
So he's it's hilarious. He's up here. He's actually training for triathlon. He just started yesterday training, and it's in 10 days up here. He's just a wild dude, and he's like you, right? He'll shoot in the 90s. So we had a cash game with some guys, and they were like, "Well, we'll give him 18 strokes. We'll give him a stroke a hole, even the par threes." And he went out and shot 76. And he was my partner. So we peeled these guys. They're absolutely choked. They're like, yeah, what a sandbagger.
That's the best thing, because I go on a golf trip every June with a bunch of guys, and some of those guys will shoot high 70s, low 80s, and so I'll usually get like, I don't know, 14, 7 aside type of thing. And if I can just play remotely well, I mean, they're screwed, right? Even if they're playing okay, they're like, "Damn it, you get a stroke on this one." I was like, "Yes, I do. Thanks, guys." Like, this is terrific. It's a good time. That sounds like a lot of fun. The Riders this week are at home against the Edmonton Elks, the winless Elks, trying to change that this week. What's the vibe on your show about this Riders team right now this season?
Culture, right from May to where we are now. It was a rough year last year. I think the last couple of years. Corey Mace has come in and he's brought in, this band, his old buddies that he's played with and these coaches. I've had, a number of the coaches on the show. Monday's the coaches show. And it's like they all speak the same. They're just so excited for this. They're all kind of full of piss and vinegar, for lack of a better term. You got Mark Mueller, JC Sherritt, who Edmonton people will know well. It's just the culture is changed. It's so good. And both games they've lost, the BC game, I think they could easily win that game as well. VA played really well. There was like some balls, we're talking inches and in elements. I don't know if those are completed. And then in Montreal, they could have won that game as well. So it's really positive. I'm really curious to see the crowd Saturday.
Well, that's the thing. Like that last crowd, the last game I was at, the crowd was actually really good. But I know prior to that and over the last few years, and it's not as bad as things have gotten in Edmonton, but I know over the last few years, one of the big discussions in Riderville has been the crowd, which I didn't think would ever become a thing in Riderville because obviously they're so passionate. I mean, 5 o'clock on a Saturday, now it's a long weekend. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing when you look at the crowd, but how much of the discussion about the fans have you had with the fans on your show recently?
Yeah, I know a lot. And there's obviously the cynical people and you see it on your show, especially when it comes to the Oilers. And they want to complain about something. And then so the riders are eliminating a lot of the roadblocks. So, okay, what's expensive to take our family? Well, it's $99 to take 2 adults and 2 kids to a rider game. That's pretty good value for entertainment. Yeah, like me, and somebody stopped me at a grocery store and or a 7-Eleven and they were complaining about it. And then meanwhile, he's buying 2 packs of darts. And I'm like, well, take your kid to a football game, man. Like it's $100 for 4 of you to go. But yeah, the fans, and I think, like you said, we have a 5 o'clock game on a Saturday here. There's been the Thursday game. There's been a Sunday. So this will be, I think, a little bit of a tell, even though it is a long weekend, on how many people are going to travel. Because, Saskatchewan, they come from all over. Lloydminster, there's people that drive from Lloyd, Meadow Lakes, all over. So this one will be interesting, but the vibe, for the most part, I think is super positive. They got the $5 beer before. They're trying to do their part, to get people in.
Hey, what's the deal with the rules and regulations on tailgating in Regina? Because like tailgating has become like the Elks have sucked for 4 years, but the tailgate has got increasingly better. And every time I roll into Mosaic, I know they've got the fan party before, and I'm always there like hour and 45 minutes before, so I don't really see it right before the game. But I always look at that parking lot of the Brand Center. I'm like, man, this could be an amazing tailgate.
Yeah, no, I think it's so. Don't take this, as gospel, but there's a number of different factors from what I understand, and it's the province and then the city. It's got to be, you got to have a fence around it. It's got to be controlled. You just can't have open alcohol anywhere, right? So it's got to be sold somewhere. So you'd have to basically fence off that whole parking lot, and then you're just selling booze at an inflated price, which kind of defeats the purpose.
That's not a tailgate. Like that's not.
If you tried to pull that down in, let's say Dallas or even Phoenix or whatever, it's like, no, the tailgate is I'm bringing my own stuff, my own buddies. We're making our crazy drinks. We got the beer pong going or whatever. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, and I don't think we'll ever get there. I don't think that'll ever change here.
That's sad. I think it could be absolutely insane. Before we let you go, they lose Trevor Harris earlier in the year. I know he's trending towards getting back here right away, but what have you thought of the job Patterson has done stepping in after winning the backup job, heading into camp, stepping in and keeping this thing on the rails, which it could have certainly fallen off?
Mark Mueller, game plan, scheming is key. Patterson, I talked to his quarterback coach. I had him on the show, Ben McDaniels, from when he was in Michigan. That's the brother of Josh McDaniels. He's now with the Houston Texans. And he talked about Shea when he transferred from Mississippi, right? Even keel, really puts in a lot of work study wise. And I think that first game that he came in, he was having his first child. His wife was down in the States, and he legit finished that game, hopped on a plane, went down. Like, what would have been going through his mind? So I don't really want to use that as the test, but I think since then the games, he's done everything. Well, everyone will say he could play better, but he's done great. Like, he's going through the progressions now. You know, he's going, okay, that guy's not there, boom, I'm going to take off. Or that guy's not there, I'm going to dump here. I think he's done everything. In Montreal, the first half, tale of two halves, they said. Frankie Hickson, he was looking good. Game plan changed a bit. Montreal's obviously legit. So they did some things, but I think Shea, and he's got that quick release from different angles, and that's his old Ben McDaniel's talked about that. He can throw it from different angles with a release point, and he's got zip on it. So really curious on how Saturday goes for them at home. Brammer's out on the offensive line now. They're gonna be changing there as well. Hickson, how does he do? But I think Shea's done everything that they would need. And like you said, Harris looks like he could be back at any time now.
Yeah, well, that'll be interesting to see once they get him back, mixed in with that defense. Ryder's going to be a tough out, I think, this year. Barney, appreciate the time, man. Thanks a lot for hopping on. Good luck with the golf.
Right on, man. Have a good one.
All right, there you go. That's Barney Shynkaruk, host of the Sports Cage on 620 CKRM. What do you say? You got that guy, the buddy who's a comedian who's doing a triathlon in 10 days, just started training today. Classic comedian thing to do, right? Like that's pretty funny. I like that. 780-218-9999. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at edmontonsportstalk.com, please send the link to your friends so they too can listen in. Tango over on YouTube says he's listening from a Subway in New York City, the Big Apple. That's kind of exciting, isn't it? Man, I'd like to go back to New York. We had a good time in New York. I was pre-kids.
We've had a lot of nasties today from China, from New York, apparently. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I love seeing where people are tuning in from. But New York, the Big Apple, that's definitely a place that's on my list. I want to go there so bad, Dusty. Oh, it looks so cool. One day I'll be there.
Tam and I, before we had kids, we'd always go on like a baseball trip. So we did San Francisco because the Jays were playing in Oakland. So we went to San Francisco, watched San Francisco play, then took the BART train over to Oakland, which outside of the baseball game, not a lot of reasons to go to Oakland. And even the baseball game was a little sketchy. But then we also did the New York-Boston trip one year where we went to New York and took the train to Boston. So we got to hit up Yankee Stadium and Fenway. It was absolutely phenomenal trip, man. But New York City was interesting because I think we were there for only like 4 days. So we did the Central Park thing. We did the Times Square thing. We went to the one Jays game, and then we went to a Broadway show, and that was like the first 2 days. So we did Broadway. Saw James Franco down there. We were walking down the strip, and like I saw this huge crowd of people, and I was like, oh, I wonder down there. It looks like there's a celebrity down there. Like, let's go down and see who it is. So go down, and it's James Franco, and there's just like 100 girls around, like trying to get pictures and talk to him and stuff. And I'm a big Pineapple Express guy. I think Franco's hilarious in that movie. So I have a picture of me kind of wedged in this huge crowd of girls, and I'm taking like a selfie with Franco in behind me. It's just like this one weird tall guy in the middle of this picture. So we did the game, and then we went and saw Jersey Boys, I think. And then we had one more day there, and there was another game. It wasn't the Jays, but there was another baseball. Maybe it was the Jays still. And Tammy's like, well, what do you want to do? You want to go back to a baseball game again, or what do you want to do? And I had so much fun at the Broadway show that I was like, let's go to another Broadway show.
Oh.
So we went to a second show. We went and saw I think it's called Rock of Ages or something. And it's great. Like I always thought like every Broadway theater would be like massive and huge, but like some of these, it's like 500, 600 seats. Like it's not crazy great. So it's very, very intimate. It was
nice.
I loved it, man. I got to go back. It'd be a different trip with kids, but I got to go back to New York.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. Ton of fun. Really good. Definitely put that on the list at some point. Go watch some sports in New York City. All right, let's get to your cool bet Canada hotline of the day. We got Luke Gazdic coming up here just after 7:30 today. We'll get to that's good as well. That's on the way. All right, Alouettes and Ticats tonight. This line's been all over the place. It was up in the 5s at one point. It's moved back now. Of course, if you want a full CFL preview, check out yesterday's lock shop as the boys would have been getting you ready for the week. I did tell Huss and Maddie yesterday that I was on all the dogs this week to at least cover the spread. The Bombers, who were the underdog last night, covered easily. The Ticats are the underdog tonight at +4.5. The player props are not up just yet. Hopefully they'll be up by the lock shop today and the boys can get into it a little bit. But I think you got to side with the Ticats at home here, +4.5. Earlier in the year, and I was listening yesterday at Princess Auto Stadium. We were there about 2 hours before the game. So I was doing a bunch of prep and I was listening to what has become one of my new favorite podcasts, CFL 110. If you're not yet checked it out, if you're a CFL fan, check out CFL 110. It's got Hustler and Jeff Hamilton, who's one of the best covering the league. They do an excellent, it's like a 50 to 60 minute show. And they had a great job yesterday talking about the Ticats, because Huss is still liking the Ticats here, because early in the season, Bo's receivers were not helping him out at all. There was a couple of games there that were there for the taking for the Ticats. They didn't get them. Now it looks like as a group, they've sort of settled in. Not that you're going to say, a huge win over Edmonton goes a long, long way, especially against a good team like Montreal. But the Hamilton Tiger Cats with James Butler and Bo Levi Mitchell and Shamar Bridges and Tim White and some of the other weapons that they've got there, I think they should at least make a game out of this. So Hamilton Tiger Cats +4.5 tonight will be your Cool Bet Canada hotline of the day. In the Canadian Football League, we've got a basketball game coming up as well. And Canada -8.5 at -118 against Spain. On the money line, they're -435. So Canadian men's basketball team expected to go to 3-0 in the group of death at the Olympics. 8.5, pretty big number against Spain. Let's see if we got some player props for this one. Yeah, we do. All right, let's take a look here. Player points. What's RJ Barrett at? Because Barrett's been great so far. He's at 18.5. He would have cruised over that total in each of the first two games. What's SGA at? 20.5. I don't mind that RJ Barrett over 18.5 points at -106 either. Some pretty decent value on that one. Canadians aren't going to run away with this game. I know they're a heavy money line favorite, but they're not going to run away with this game. I don't think they run away with it. Could they win it by 9 and cover the spread? Certainly. But I don't think this gets to the point where Canada is like, oh, we'll just rest RJ Barrett at this point. So RJ Barrett over 18.5 points, -106. Ticats +4.5 on the spread in the Canadian Football League tonight. If you've not yet signed up for an account with our partners over at CoolBet, you can use the code LOCKSHOP when you do. CoolBet.com, click sign up, use the code LOCKSHOP, and you'll get a 100% deposit bonus on your initial deposit up to $200. Spency 5 Centsy slides in and says, morning, Nasties. Thanks for the dub yesterday, Dusty. You're welcome, Spency 5 Centsy. Happy to help out with the dub yesterday on Brady Oliveira over 68.5 yards. Rob says, Dusty, will you grow the chin strap again when you go to New York City? And that's a good point. That's a good point. Should I bring that bad boy back? Should we schedule a trip to New York City in March? Chin Strap Awareness Month? I mean, that could be something that we put together. Stranger things have happened. It'd be nice to schedule a trip to New York City and Boston again. Go watch some baseball with my kids this time. They love events, right? Kids love events. It doesn't matter. But that would be fun. Schedule for like the end of the third week and then the entire fourth week of Charge. And I'd have a pretty tight 3-week chin strap going. I could pull that off. I could definitely pull that off. Just back to the Elks, we were talking about it. Penner's Pancakes over on the YouTube chat. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, sub to the channel, hammer the thumbs up. We would appreciate that. Penner's Pancakes says there is value at CFL games. Money is not the reason people don't come. It's the overall product, atmosphere, and winning culture. And it's interesting because the excuse that it's too expensive to go to an Elks game, you could throw that out the window. Like, my kids and my wife have come to the last 3 games, and I know you'll probably be like, yeah, but you didn't buy tickets. Actually, I did buy tickets. Used to kind of just snag tickets, but Lawlisher's like, we're not giving away any more free tickets. So I bought 2 tickets for my kids, my wife. And this wasn't even with like any sort of deal or offer that they're laying out there. It was 2 tickets for the kids and Tammy, 10 rows up, section A. They love the seats. And I think like with taxes and fees, it was like $78 or something for the 3 of them to come to the game. I mean, you can't take a family of 4 like to Subway for less than $50 nowadays. So, I mean, it doesn't cost a lot to get to the game. Now, the other element that Penner's Pancakes was talking about, the overall product atmosphere and winning culture. And this is why I look at it. And this is what we talked about in the 6 o'clock hour today. And I still want to get into this conversation a little bit more with you. So feel free to hit me up in the Paris Jewelers inbox at 780-218-9999. I still look at it and go, if the Edmonton Elks start the year 6-1 next year, Commonwealth will be not packed. Obviously, you're not going to pack a stadium that big, but that lower bowl will be close to full if they're winning football games again. All right. If they're winning football games, all of a sudden it's like, man, I can take my whole family to the Elks game for $80. This is terrific. Let's do it. Now, the in-game atmosphere, like the in-game production, I got buddies who are involved in it over there, so I don't want to slag them too hard or anything. I think you could boost it up a little bit. I think you could have a little bit more fun with it. But also it's like, if you're winning, nobody's going to complain about, well, you know, that t-shirt got thrown over there instead of over here. Like, you just got to win. Have to win. And I think like the Riders will be a great example of this year. If they continue to win football games, and with the defense that they have, I don't see that changing. And as long as like Milligan and Thurman stay healthy, if they keep winning football games, Mosaic is going to be 20% more full than it was last year. And people were complaining about the Riders organization. And, you know, the organization overall thinks so highly of themselves that they've forgot about the little people in Regina and the little people across the province. But if they start winning, none of that's going to matter because people are going to come back because you want to watch a winner. Simple as that. So it's an affordable product. My kids have an absolute bloody riot when they're there. They have the tailgate. They go to the field house where they're like an hour and 40 minutes before the game, and they're having a great time. They have a great time during the game. They're trying to get on the screen. Kids have great times at these events. It's the adults who go and then are complaining about a lot. Jay in the Park says, plus, Dusty, you got Gager slinging wieners, worth the price of admission alone. And that's a good point as well. A lot of Edmonton sports talk around like if you look at the last game, we had Maddie and Milne on pre and post. We had YouTube Trev and Zach to come at the tailgate. We had our board Gager slinging wieners in the back at the concession for his daughter's dance. I was on the broadcast call, and Tommy Gazzolo was on the sidelines. So literally our entire staff was at the game. I mean, the whole crew there, Trev. The whole crew's down there, and it's an amazing time. It's a really good time. Can you imagine if they actually start winning some games? That would be that'd be a real game changer there. Real game changer. We'll see if they can get it done. I give a huge shout out to everybody who's at those games because you haven't, what are they, 2-29 in their last 31 at home? Hey, come on, win some games, man. All right, Luke Gazdic's going to join us coming up here just after 7:30. We'll get to That's Good. That's on the way as well. And head coach of the Stingers, Jordan Baker, is going to join us around 8:30. Stingers have a huge home playoff game on Sunday. And we'll talk about the buzz around the Stingers right now because it's a good one as well. Let's get to a sports update with YouTube Trev for Park Mazda. And okay, we haven't talked with Gaz in a while. He's coming back to town for a charity event that'll be actually on the field at Commonwealth. So we'll get to that coming up here. Trev, take it away with the update.
Yeah,
right?
And I'm a little late on this one, so sorry.
Changing 100.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, just a little bit late.
Right
That's
on.
okay.
Here we go. The BC Lions lose quarterback Vernon Adams Jr. in the fourth quarter to an apparent knee injury as the Bombers take this one in a complete blowout by the score of 25-0. Elsewhere around the CFL, tonight the 6-1 Montreal Alouettes will be taking on the 2-5 Hamilton Tiger Cats. Kickoff starts at 5:30 Mountain Time, and it's officially Trey Ford time. He gets his first start of the season as the Elks look for their first win of the season against the Rough Riders on Saturday. The Edmonton Riverhawks lose a close one last night as the Victoria Harbour Cats defeat them 6-5. The Hawks will play a 3-game series in Port Angeles over the weekend. Also in Edmonton, the Stingers play on Sunday in the West semifinals. And of course, you can listen to both the Riverhawks and Stingers at edmontonsportstalk.com. The Toronto Blue Jays look to get back in the win column as they lost their last 2 games to the Orioles. The Blue Jays start their 3-game series against the New York Yankees tonight at 5 p.m. Yesterday, the 17-year-old Canadian swimmer Summer McIntosh won her second gold medal at this year's Olympics, this time in the 200-meter butterfly. And get this, she also set a new Olympic and Canadian record with her time of 2 minutes and 3 seconds, making all of us Canadians proud. McIntosh wasn't the only Canadian that showed up yesterday. Boxer Wyatt Sanford advanced to the semifinals with a win over Uzbekistan's Ruslan Abdullayev. This win guarantees a spot on the podium for the Canadian, in which no Canadian has won an Olympic boxing medal since 1996. And this just in, Canadian tennis player Felix Auger-Aliassime falls to Carlos Alcaraz in the men's singles semifinals, which is too bad.
Heck of a run,
absolutely. Park Mazda, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, where the staff are more open than a jar of peanut butter on Mitch Lewicki's desk.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you can afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a figure skater. He wears like a white outfit and he does interpretive ice dances to my life's journey.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson show flu. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in on TuneIn, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest to Dustin and Eric and all of the bad cats like Brzezinski and Noodles. Gazdic and Gagey, people just over to cool bed to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday mandate. Sharky's always on time, Tommy's always late. Would you like a cup of tea? Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number 1 in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We want to hear some hot takes and we want to hear Renee. Why not hold the neck up when I want our kids away? Beat us the tire fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about the games? Macramella, Rapapo, Dragger, and Janir. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Fun and my cousin and the tales of it all. I'll run and give in person. Does he go on? What say you? AM Nasty Crew. We got the Nielson show flu. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
All right, 7:36 in Edmonton. I am in Winnipeg at the Delta after calling that Bombers-Lions game last night. Got the old classic WestJet direct flight to Regina this afternoon, so that should be a lot of fun. P. Greggy from Coolbet is over on the Nasty Jet saying the EST Friday parlay is live in the combo cards at Coolbet. Barrett over 18.5 points, Ticats plus 4.5, plus 271, Boost plus 310. If you want a little extra juice on that bad boy. The Nielsen Show is presented to you by South Fort Chevrolet. Go see Daniel and the team out at South Fort Chev, or you can just visit their website, www.southfortchev.com. Go to dealership for Silverado 1500s and heavy duties. 0% financing available on select models as well. And if you go out there and tell them we sent you, they're going to give you 15% off accessories on your new ride. We'll get to that's good for Italian Center Shop coming up here this morning. But we've been talking a little bit about this event, and that's the Feast on the Field. Capital Care Foundation's hosting the Feast on the Field, and then the Charity Golf Classic as well, with special guest MC Luke Gazdic. What a guy, Luke Gazdic, now in the MC biz. Gaz, what's going on, buddy? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I cannot believe it. I'm going to be emceeing my first event. This is a first for me. It'll be cool though, man. You know me. I always love coming back to Edmonton. So when I got approached about doing this event, it was a no-brainer for me, man.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The Feast on the Field, it's for an absolutely great cause with the Capital Care Foundation. You got a cat lurking around there, Gaz? What's going on?
Yeah, the cat's going nuts here. You remember Cash, my cat. He's running around my feet right now. So, yeah, just hanging out.
But this is a good, it's a great cause to come out and have some fun in Edmonton, isn't it?
Yeah, it's awesome. And you know what? As I've got into more of these charity events through the alumni, whether it be the Edmonton Oilers alumni or the NHL alumni, I always try to learn a bunch about what's happening and like what I'm benefiting. So learning a bit about Capital Care, it's all about allowing seniors to live with dignity. I found out they have 10 centers across Edmonton, almost 1,500 beds. Providing them with quality equipment, furnishings, programs, stuff like that. The Feast on the Field, which is on the 14th, I just thought was the coolest thing ever. I was like, you guys are going to have it right on the field where the Elks play. So it's local chefs and merchants and a long dinner table right down the field. There's table games and stuff. So that's really cool.
Is that what they do? They do like the one long table all the way down the field?
Yeah, it's going to be a long dinner table right down there.
Yeah,
it's going to be really cool, man. And just a big shout out to Capital Care Foundation. I didn't know they've been doing this. They've been around since '89, since my birthday, but this is the 10th year that they've done this. And yeah, long-term care, mental health programs, all stuff for seniors at their 10 centers around Edmonton. So it's all good stuff that it's going for.
Do you know if you get to sit at the head of the very long table?
Ooh, I don't know. I never thought about where I'd actually be eating my meal. Yeah, that'd be a first head of the table for me, though. I do know that someone's going to get a chance to golf with me the next day.
Yeah.
So it's a 2-day tournament, man. Like the next day is the Charity Golf Classic out at Redtail. And there's going to be a group that's going to get to golf with me and smash some drives.
Is that good news? Or is that bad news? Like, do you golf? I know a lot of guys spend a lot of time in the off season golfing, but what about you guys?
You know what, man? I do it casually. The shoulders, the hands, the wrists, they've been through a lot over the career. So I get about 7 or 8 holes in, they get a little sore. Thank goodness it's a scramble. I love a good old fashioned golf scramble. So I can be the one driving the ball the short.
I was going to say, what do you contrite to? Are you the drive? You drive it?
Yeah. Give me the long drive hole. If I can keep it straight, the short game's got to come around. I will say I am underrated putter. I can get around. I've done a lot of mini golfing in my life, but I do like a scramble. So we don't have to depend on my ball the whole way, especially when the wrists and hands start getting sore on the back nine. So I'm really excited to come out, man. I love doing stuff like this and just getting to come back to Edmonton in the summer and be a part of something like this is going to be awesome.
Well, you said this is kind of like your first big event that you've emceed. I remember when I first started emceeing weddings back in the day, and this was early in my media career. I got a book. Somebody gave me a book that's like the Wedding MC. It's the book called Wedding MC.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give that to me. You're gonna have to pure that to me, or tell me where I can get it on Amazon. I've already started doing my homework. So I played in a charity tournament 2 weeks back with Jim Ralph, who he's the voice of the Leafs color here in Toronto, a long time, not long time, but NHL goaltender. He hosts a lot of events. Ken Reed, I had a good chat with about doing some of this stuff because he is the GOAT when it comes to
smooth.
So I got a couple good one-liners, but I still got some work to go because just like you said, the only time I've done this before was when I emceed my brother's wedding, which I thought I did pretty well. Yeah, but it's very different. Yeah. So I'll have to get some jokes going and I'll make sure I'm pretty quick on my toes.
Early in my emceeing careers, I used to be like, I was almost like a prop comic. I'd like bring a few things and like try to make jokes and stuff. And then I was like, you know what? I've done so many of these things now. You just kind of gotta Now, I just did the Elks annual dinner a couple months ago, right before the season started, and that was the first time anybody ever gave me like the Britney Spears style headset, like the
Oh
thin little. So
yeah,
I
the
didn't have a mic,
wire.
I didn't have a podium.
Yeah.
Man, that was not a fan of that. I mean, I got through it, but and the best part is the guy who was like producing that. And now it's a major dinner. There's like 2,000 people there. The guy who was producing it was told me, because I'm a hand talker, and like whenever I'm doing a show, whenever I'm doing a football or a hockey game, I always have a pen. I like to have things in my hands. And he goes to me, he goes, whatever you do, don't put your hands in your pockets. And I said, well, if I can't put my hands in my pockets and I don't have a podium or a microphone, like what am I supposed to? It was a classic Talladega Nights joke where I didn't know what to do with my hands the entire time. So get yourself a podium.
I got the pen all the time. I
Yeah.
love a good podium, and I always have the pen going because just like you, man, I gotta do something, or else they're just gonna be sitting by my face, and I won't know what to do with the hands.
I'd be doing the entire show just like this. I just have my hands up the whole time. Like,
I did.
it's
Not to switch topics though, but I did hear your voice the other day. I like I said, I was playing a charity thing. I was on the road in Montreal on Sunday. I threw on the hotel TV, and the Lions were playing the Stamps. It ended up being like a 25-24 game. You guys were going nuts. I heard you on there. I was loving it. It was my first game I'd watched all year. It was like the only sports thing on TV, and you guys were going nuts. It was a great football game.
Excellent. Well, yeah, thanks, man. Tune into more CFL on TSN. I think you'll enjoy it. And I'm doing the Hlinka Gretzky Cup with Craig Button starting on Monday, so there's gonna be a lot of hockey coming down the pipe for me as well here. Are you a big Olympics guy, Gaz? Have you been sucked in? Like,
yeah, it starts off slow though. Like I'm not gonna lie, I have it on almost every day, especially the daytime stuff. Like I'm around, but I was watching the fencing finals yesterday. There's just certain events where I'm like, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to be an Olympic guy and like support my country, but I can't watch fencing. And like, I'm not a huge archery guy, but I've been loving the basketball. I can't wait for the sprinting. I've been loving watching Summer McIntosh own the pool.
oh yeah, she's a stud.
There's a couple
Man.
events for sure that I love. I heard, you know what? I read a great tweet the other day. Someone saying ball hockey should be a sport in there. And I was very, very adamant of that. They have world championships for it and everything. I could definitely get along
that's
with
a good
that.
idea.
Yeah. Well,
That's a great idea.
you know,
Actually, yeah.
Olympic, put it in the Olympic. They have breakdancing this year. They call it breaking.
Yeah.
So
Ball hockey could be. Yeah. Don't try to tell us like it's break dancing. Don't tell us it's breaking. It's break dancing. I mean, come on. But ball hockey, you're right. I don't know why ball hockey wouldn't be in the Olympics. Like one of our guys, one of the owners of Paris Jewelers, the sponsor of our inbox, heavily involved in ball hockey. I won a provincial championship back when I was like 23, 24 with a team out of Lethbridge in ball hockey. It's fun. It's a great sport to play. I ended up, once I had kids, I kind of lost my competitive edge a little bit. So ball hockey was one of the things I had to sacrifice due to family, but man, I love playing ball hockey.
yeah, I just remembered. I got to give him a shout out. I think it was Carlo Koliakovo. And I just remember reading it and I was like, damn, that would be awesome. Seeing the boys whipping around in the Olympics over in Paris playing ball hockey. But I always have it on, man, especially the prime time. I just can't wait for the sprinting. I watched that sprint doc on Netflix. So I can't wait to see Noah Lyles and these guys go flying.
If you were in one Olympic event, which one would it be?
Okay,
what would you try?
You're gonna laugh at this because I'm not as heavy as I was, but I'm big and heavy now. But I did track when I was younger, almost all the way to high school, and my event was the triple jump.
Oh, triple jump.
And then for some reason, I just absolutely lost my vertical when I think I just started maybe growing. And then I ended up like always at fitness testing. I'd see these guys like jump, like Nuge always had a good vertical. And like, I was like 4 centimeters off the ground. The guy was like, do you want to go again? I'm like, no, it's all good.
Do you want to try jumping this time, Luke?
No, I was always triple jump, but I think it'd be one of those, on-field ones. Like I watch javelin and I'm like, I could throw that thing a mile, except for the 4 shoulder surgeries that might hurt it a little bit, but
the 4th shoulder surgery really ruined your javelin career.
Yeah, that was the final straw. No, it'd be one of those on-field events for sure. I'm not power walking, I'm not playing basketball, I'm not swimming, that's for sure.
Yeah, power walk. I mean, maybe you could try it at least. It would look hilarious.
The knees. Now we're looking at the knees. They've been through it.
Yeah, that's tough. I was bragging I was bragging last week how I can speed walk a little bit. I got the hips for it. I don't know why. I just like, boom, 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 boom. I haven't done it yet. I probably won't do it in person because it is embarrassing, but I do it around the house for fun. My wife and kids think they think it's hilarious. Guys, we haven't chatted with you like much during the off season here. Oil, I mean, what an off season for the Edmonton Oilers and what they were able to accomplish here. I mean, you're one game away from winning the Stanley Cup, and you improve your team over like a matter of 5 days. It's locked and loaded for another outstanding season, isn't it?
I really think it is, man. I sat there in that truck after Game 7 with Ken and Ivanka, and we were in Edmonton, and we were watching all the people filter out of Ice District. And I remember just having a brief conversation, especially with Ken. I turned around and I said, I think they'll be right back here next year. Like the Florida model of getting there the year before versus Vegas, actually seeing how hard it is and how much it takes to get there. I try not to talk like I've been there before because I haven't, but I think in a team view, they now see like, hey, we thought it was hard before. Like this is what it actually takes. They're going to get their guys done. Their contracts will get done. I've said it from day one. Leon and Connor will be there long term. They like playing there. It's their best chance to win a cup together. I think they're going to be right back there next year. It's not going to be easy, but they'll be back.
Well, yeah, it's interesting. You mentioned getting the contracts done because there's been so much talk over the last like month about the Draisaitl contract. And I mean, I know they're, a few $100,000, whatever here or there, but it's an 8-year term and he's the highest paid player in the league. I mean, that's what happens when you're one of these top 5 or 10 guys in the league. When your contract comes up, you get the bump up until the next guy's contract comes up. Isn't that usually how it works?
Yeah, 100%. You get paid.
Yeah.
Like he deserves it and more, not just because of the contract he had before, but from what Leon's done from a body of work from the day he arrived as an Edmonton Oiler, he deserves everything that he's going to get. And I never liked the discourse about him leaving and, possible destinations of where he would play. Cause I feel like this is his home and this is his best place to win it. And, scratch all that discourse also about how a lot of his success has been with McDavid, man. He is a heck of a hockey player and he can power his own line. He can power the team if he needs to. And those guys are going to be Oilers for a long time. And I think they're going to win not just one, Dusty. I think they're going to win multiple. I think you're seeing something special brewing, and I've kind of felt this coming for a while.
Last one for you guys, because it was asked of us on 3 questions, I think, yesterday. And Trev and I were like, it's going to be tough. But somebody asked us if we think Bouchard could get to 100 points in a season at some point. And he had 84 last year. McCarr's had 90. Quinn Hughes has done 90. Carlson had 100 a little while ago. I mean, I put it like a 20% shot on it. Like if he does it, I'll be super impressed. But if he never gets there, there's no way I'm going to be like, oh, that's disappointing. Because I mean, that would be an all-time season. But I do think in this offense, there's an outside chance that he could take a run at it.
Hey, Erik Karlsson did it with the San Jose Sharks.
Yeah,
so
with like nobody.
Anything's possible. I really thought Quinn was going to do it last year. And then that kind of set in my mind. Me and BX were kind of watching it towards the end as it was coming down, and you kind of realized he wasn't going to get it, and kind of thinking like 100 is just a different number for a defenseman. It's just like that is the stratosphere. But from watching Bush and his progression, man, he is a guy for me, maybe the most on the Oilers, where my mind has flipped. Just in terms of his poise and his exits. He still has flaws, right? He still has a long way to go in his game, but man, can he have a rack up points? And if the power play can continue to do what they're doing, 20% seems low to me, but I'm not, I don't know how much higher I'd go, but man, the sky's the limit for him.
It'd be outstanding stuff, man. Luke's good catching up with you. It's the Capital Care Foundation's Feast on the Field and Charity Golf Classic. He's coming out to town in mid-August for this event. You got a couple of weeks still to prep. Once you get going, and don't worry about the whole imagining everybody naked thing. It doesn't work, man. Just step up and just wing it. You're going to be just fine.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. I'll follow up after this for the wedding MC book. But I'll get it to you.
For
everyone listening, man, August 14th and 15th, Feast on the Field, and the Charity Golf Classic for Capital Care Foundation. I'll be out there emceeing and golfing, and looking forward to seeing everyone, man. I always love coming back to Edmonton.
Good stuff, guys. We'll talk again soon, man.
Thanks.
See you later.
Thanks, Dusty.
There you go. That's Luke Gazdic, absolutely beauty, rising star in the broadcast business over at Sportsnet. They got a good one there, no doubt about that. And yeah, Capital Care Foundation. It's a great cause. If you want to get out, feast on the field, hit the golf tournament. It's gonna be out at Redtail. I haven't played Redtail yet this year. I haven't played a lot of local courses this year. Stupid work. But www.capitalcarefoundation.net. Capitalcarefoundation.net is where you can get more information on that. YouTube, Trev, I got to say this, man. It's nice catching up. Nice catching up with Lou Gazdic. Gets me excited for the Oilers season.
Totally. I think I brought this up when I was early on. I think Matty might have still been training me, but he was my first ever autograph. I went to Oilers skills competition, and I got Martin Marincin, Nail Yakupov, Boyd Gordon, Luke Gazdic, and Anton Belov. So, but Luke was the first one, and he's just such a great guy. Yeah, his growth is like grown like a lot, like on camera, on air. Like I remember his first time being on air with Gene. Obviously the nerves are there, but you can tell like he's just absolutely crushing it, and it's you love to see it. He was one of my favorite Oilers, and it's cool. I'm cheering him on now. What he's doing in broadcasting, so you love to see it.
Let's get to a couple of messages over on YouTube. You can also text us at 780-218-9999. We're going to get to that's good here right away for Italian Center Shop. But Dean over on the Nasty Chat says, Dusty, teach Gaz how to yell at people who won't shut up. If you saw Dusty at the Hockey Helps the Homeless event, then you know what I'm talking about. It drives me nuts. Like I see a lot of events, different sizes of events, different types of locations. And we did the Hockey Helps the Homeless event at the Canadian Brew House on the West End there up in Lewis Estates. And it's just like people are there for the event, but they're not really there to like pay attention to what's going on in the event. And it pisses me off. I really want to yell mean things at the crowd when they're not paying attention. But you got to have patience. It's just, the Elks dinner was different. I mean, that was a massive, massive, massive crowd at the conference center, and they were pretty good paying attention. But like having an event at a pub and expecting people to pay attention to the MC, it's a losing cause right from the start. Yeah, I couldn't imagine you handle it better than I would, Dusty.
It feels like it.
That
yeah,
night.
I
had it.
When was this? When was this?
This was, I don't know. It would have been whenever Hockey Helps the Homeless was like 4
that
months
was
ago,
this year?
3 months ago. Yeah, it was like March, April. Like I was furious. I was just like, man, why even come to this event if you're not going to pay attention for 2 seconds?
I didn't hear about that.
Like, yeah, and it's not so much me. It's like when I call somebody up to talk, and they might be like a man or woman who's like a little bit of a lower talker, not usually a public speaker, and they're quiet. I'm like, everybody shut up.
Yeah.
So this person can talk. Like, it's disrespectful. So when you go to an event, when somebody's on the mic, just shut up and listen. It's not 2 hours. It's 5 minutes. All right. Got that off my chest. It could have been an I got beef.
I got beef.
We got no beef today. So, but I definitely could have done that. Let's get to that's good right now for Italian Center Shop, where I'm sure Zacticum is still eating some of those donuts that were dropped off earlier in the week. Zacticum loves Italian Center Shop. I mean, we all do, but we had the delicious donuts, just one of the many, many pastries and delicious things that you can find at Italian Center Shop. Trev, throw up the graphic for that's good. Because here's what I want to just quickly want to get to this, and this is a larger conversation, but this is totally a summer conversation. Like, so today we are now this is a little bit different. I'm at the Westin. I stay at a lot of Westins, so I've got like status at these places for Marriott points and stuff. So I have access to like the club lounge. And before we got going this morning, I was like, Trev, I'm just going to sneak out and grab a tea. So I whipped up. It's on the 12th floor. I'm staying on the 11th. Whip up, go in to grab a tea, and a continental breakfast is being served. And I wasn't hungry, but there was a big ass pot of bacon. And I was like, well, what? I'm not going to not have a couple slices of bacon. So I had a couple slices of bacon. It's good. That was good. But the real question here I have, that's kind of my tie-in here. is what do you expect when you book a hotel? And this one's different because it's the club lounge or whatever. But when you book like when we go out a hotel with the kids and stuff, when you book a hotel and it says continental breakfast, what are your expectations for that continental breakfast? Because to me, it's like a bonus when you get there and it's like, oh, scrambled eggs, bacon and sausage. Like I'm not expecting that when I book continental breakfast. I'm expecting like, oh, they'll have some bagels, a croissant, maybe some toast, little boxes of cereal that you can put into the smallest bowl ever with a little bit of milk that's been sitting out for a couple of hours. Like that's how I view continental breakfast. So I don't set my expectations too high. So when I rolled in there today to just get a tea and I saw this whole breakfast laid out, I was like, wow, this is amazing. That's good for Italian center shop. But Trev, what do you view as a continental breakfast?
I was just thinking like maybe, obviously the muffins, maybe a few bagels, but the cereal was a big one. The cereal was huge growing up for the continental breakfast, but nothing crazy. I never had bacon for continental breakfast, so that's huge. That is good. I wish, man. Just trying to think. Yeah, just your pastries as well. Yeah, that's pretty standard. I feel like I've never seen one with bacon though. That's news. This is breaking.
Yeah, like it's. I don't know. I don't know where we come out on this. Let's see here. What are you expecting at a continental breakfast?
A waffle
Jimbo
maker.
Says dry
Waffle maker's good.
Come on.
Forgot about that one.
I mean, that's a real nice idea. The odd time, like we'll stay in Calgary sometimes when we're driving to Cranbrook and to see my folks just to have a night down there. We've got a couple hotels that roll out some pretty good breakfasts along the way down there. Now, I feel like as we move into the future here, the continental breakfast game is getting upped, while lots of the other value we get on things is getting taken away. It's really interesting. Let's see here. Jimbo says dry ass muffin and a burnt coffee. Duck Dad says in North America, I'm expecting cold cereal and maybe toast. Justin of Balgoni says I expect bacon, a waffle maker, a tray of Bennies, and fresh squeezed OJ. Come on.
That's a good one.
Not going to happen. Rob is saying auto pancake maker. Smith TM says toasted everything bagel, herb, and garlic cream cheese. We tried that together on the oil stream for the first time. Sarah says my expectations are coffee. This is Amishman 19 says I remember having some cereal boxes that turned into a bowl too. Yeah, that was kind of cool, wasn't it? On the side of it, you could open up, it became the bowl itself. At the Spengler in Switzerland, like in Europe, they do continental breakfasts, right? Like at the Spengler, at the hotel we stay at, and I don't know if it must be just included in a room. I never paid for the breakfast, so I assume it's continental. It's a free breakfast regardless. Anyway, you walk into this place, it's insane. Like they'll make you stuff a la carte. You're just like, oh, I'll have this today. They make your scrambled eggs fresh. You're not taking them out of a thing. Like if you want scrambled eggs, you sit down and they come up. There's like 6 things you could possibly order. They're like, so I'll get the scrambled eggs they make are just, it's like the whole reason I keep going to Spengler. Like the tournament's great, but these eggs at this hotel are unbelievable. But I'm talking cheeses. I'm talking fruits. I'm talking when I say cheeses, I'm talking like a full-blown Italian center shop spread of cheeses, various meats. It's an unbelievable breakfast. But I still don't get disappointed if I roll into a continental breakfast and it's like, oh, here's a toaster that sometimes works and some pieces of bread. I'm still like, you know what? I'd still take it. I'll still take it. Like during the pandemic, we would just to get out of the house for a bit, we would go to a hotel, not a fancy hotel, but a hotel on the West End, on like that stretch of hotels on 100th Ave. And like once every couple of months, just to do something different with the kids, we'd get a hotel room there. And that was when you had to book the pool and you could only have like one family in the pool. So it was perfect because we booked the pool for like an hour. We go swimming for an hour by ourselves. The whole hotel room was like $105, and it included a breakfast the next morning that would pretty much cost us $105 anywhere else. So either way you viewed it, it was almost like the breakfast was free or the room was free, and you got the pool for an hour. It was a great time. And we took advantage of that a few times too during the pandemic. It was
That's so good. I just quickly here, Dusty. I kind of lived. I don't know if you know this. Some nasties might know this, but the sweet life of Zach and Cody. I kind of lived that life growing up, but for a little bit my dad or stepdad, he was a manager of hotels growing up, and so when I first moved to Tabor, we were still trying to find a place, and we lived in the suite of this hotel for about a month, just over a month. And so every morning I'd get room service. I got my breakfast delivered to me. So it was the best thing ever. I loved it. Just had to throw that in there.
When I first moved to Edmonton to start that morning show at 1260, I remember when I moved down there, like they wanted me to start like 2 weeks after, like we need you to get down here. I said, well, I can't even find a place. They're like, well, we'll put you up at the hotel, the Royal Executive Inn on the corner of 100th and 178th there. And I was just like, okay. So I got in there and they had a great buffet breakfast all the time. So I'd do the morning show, come back, have the buffet breakfast. And then I was in like this executive wing that you had to have a card just to get into the wing. And the wing had its like own hot tub and stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, my Tam was my fiance at the time. She was still living up in Fort Mac. So I was just flying solo. I was in a hotel where I'd come back from the show. My room would be made for me. I'd have this great free breakfast and I had a hot tub basically to myself because who else was going to be there on weekdays? So they're like, yeah, we'll put you in there for a month. So a month comes and goes, and I go to the boss and I'm just like, hey man, like I've been too busy getting the show going. I haven't been able to find a place yet. And he's like, well, we'll give you another month in the hotel. I was like,
yeah, not bad, man.
Trev, I did it for 4 months.
Damn.
I lived in the hotel for 4 months, and then finally, our old boss Vav at the time was like, Dusty, you got to find a place.
Are you milking this?
I was just like, but I love staying in the hotel.
Like, I haven't been looking this whole time.
Yeah, they eventually kicked me out. But I'm telling you, like Tammy wasn't moving down till that summer because we were getting married. I would have stayed at that hotel for 10 months if they would have let me. Like it was a nice room. It was like it had like a little office area, like full blown suite. Oh, it was
best time.
Miss those days, man. I mean, I spent pretty much my entire weekend in a hotel for 5.5 months, but different when you're living in it. That was a lot of fun. All right, 780-218-9999. We do have Jordan Baker. He's going to join us, head coach of the 13-7 Stingers, getting ready to host the West semifinal on Sunday. We'll get to 3 questions too many coming up here as well. Scalding hot takes with a take swap on the line today between myself and YouTube Trev. Kind of easy trivia, though. We need somebody to play kind of easy trivia right now. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, or you're watching over on YouTube, you want to win a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, fire us a text right now, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Let Trev know that you would like to play kind of easy trivia today. Looking at the questions. Yeah, I mean, it's a Friday. You got to get it. So, yeah, 780-218-9999. Spency 5 cents, he says, no wonder 1260 went under with all of those hotel expenses. Actually, that hotel room was straight up on a contra deal. They did not pay for anything. I know, because the guy who was my boss's boss who hired me for the job would stay there all the time when he was in town. A full-blown contra deal. They weren't paying a thing. They could have left me there for 10 months. Ridiculous. All right, let's get to a sports update for Claiborne Services. If you're looking for work, Claiborne Services wants you right now. www.claiborneservices.com. Trev's got more on that after a sports update. If you want to play kind of easy trivia right now, 780-218-9999. Hour number 3 of the Nielson Show here on a Friday continues next.
The BC Lions lose quarterback Vernon Adams Jr. in the fourth quarter to an apparent knee injury as the Bombers take this one in a complete blowout by the score of 25-0. Elsewhere around the CFL, tonight the 6-1 Montreal Alouettes will be taking on the 2-5 Hamilton Tiger Cats. Kickoff starts at 5:30 Mountain Time. And it's officially Trey Ford time. Hear that, Matty? He gets his first start of the season as the Elks look to get their first win of the season against the Rough Riders on Saturday. The Edmonton Riverhawks lose a close one last night as the Victoria Harbour Cats defeat them 6-5. The Hawks will play in a 3-game series over the weekend in Port Angeles. Also in Edmonton, the Stingers play on Sunday in the West semifinals. And of course, you can listen to both the Riverhawks and the Stingers at edmontonsportstalk.com. The Toronto Blue Jays look to get back in the win column as they lost their last 2 games to the Orioles. The Blue Jays start their 3-game series against the New York Yankees tonight at 5 p.m. Yesterday, the 17-year-old Canadian swimmer Summer McIntosh won her 2nd gold medal at this year's Olympics, this time in the 200-meter butterfly. And get this, she also set a new Olympic record and Canadian record with her time of 2 minutes and 3 seconds, making all of us Canadians proud. McIntosh wasn't the only Canadian that showed up yesterday. Boxer Wyatt Samford advanced to the semifinals with a win over Uzbekistan's Ruslan Abdullayev. This win guarantees a spot on the podium for the Canadian, in which no Canadian has won an Olympic boxing medal since 1996. And earlier this morning, Canadian tennis player Felix Auger-Aliassime falls to Carlos Alcaraz in the men's singles semifinals. Aliassime will now play in the bronze medal match. Take your career to the next level with Claiborne Services. They are hiring all positions, including journeymen, bricklayers, and apprentices of all levels. Take advantage of their outstanding mentorship program and work with peace of mind knowing they are an industry leader in safety. Visit www.claiborneservices.com or make it easy and give Jeff a call at 780-910-6728.
I think we're gonna be glad. I think it's today. Yeah. Connor Brown scored last night. He's dragging his sleigh. He's finally out the schneid. He's finally out the schneid. Connor Brown's off to the schneid. It's about fucking time. He's had chances galore, 2-1s and breakaways, yeah. But he could never score, even strike the power play. He's finally out the schneid. He's finally out the schneid. Connor Brown's off at the schneid. It's about fucking time. He got to play McDavid line. You should have scored once, you should have scored twice by now. And got to play alongside Drive. How could he not score? How did he not score? How? He's played on every line, but he's best on PK. Yeah. He could never find the twine till he found his last game, yeah. He's finally out the schneid. He's finally out the schneid. Connor Brown's off at the schneid. It's about fucking time. It's about fucking time. It's about fucking time.
Man, I gotta say, like, you know, during the playoff run, there was a lot of great songs, a lot of great contenders for the Esties. We're about to drop the Nasty Bash recap song. I think it should contend for an Estie. But that one, the Connor Brown off the Schneid song, that flies under the radar, man. That's good. That's real nice stuff. John T. and Victoria, an absolute legend. You have no idea how excited I am for year 2 of Edmonton Sports Talk. Continued growth on the audio platforms, continued growth over on YouTube, adding Reed Wilkins show, bringing on Glue Guy as like a co-host on the afternoon show, and then handling a bunch of sales for us as well. And then adding a 1 to 3 show, and just the content that we get, like all that's exciting, but the content that we got in year 1 from all the AM Nasties is sensational. I'm assuming it'll only get ramped up even more in year 2, which is going to be great. We are the people's station. It's that simple. If you got something creative that you want to throw our way, we'll definitely give it a run. No doubt about that. And he's finally off the schneid. He's finally off the schneid.
Forgot about that one.
Connor Brown top of the schneid. It's about time. That's so good. So good. All right, who's going to play kind of easy trivia today?
Today, Owen is gonna give it a go.
Evan.
Oh, I should have done that.
Evan, you never win trivia. Evan, you nincompoop. Mr. Mike Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever in the Hampton Inn on the corner of 137th Ave Mark Messier Trail. The boys at Mr. Mike's, they know what's up. They got the 6 o'clocker lager. First company to sign on with EST. First one to put 6 o'clocker lager in the house too, I think. So they know what's up over at Mr. Mike's. Absolutely delicious. All right, let's go to Evan. Evan, are you ready to play, Evan? Evan, I'm going to ask all the questions like this, okay, you nincompoop?
Okay.
I am going to do it. I'm going to ask the questions in Ann Ramsey voice. Trev, you got that ticker ready? Here we go. All right, ready? Here we go. All right. Evan, I'll start the ticker after I read the first question. All right, Evan? Here we go. Don't suck, Evan. All right. Which CFL team won on Thursday night, Evan?
Winnipeg, you nincompoop.
What position does Zach Collaros play?
I think he's a quarterback.
Who did the Elks play tomorrow, Evan?
The Elks play the Saskatchewan Rough Riders.
Which city is home to the Rough Riders, Evan?
I had a dream Trevor Harris was trying to kill me.
You got it. I had a dream. Trevor Harris was trying to kill me.
My name is Julius, and I'm your twin brother. I've been looking forward to this moment my whole life.
Excuse me, but I was just taking a shower. Tell me a little bit about Vincent. Was he a great athlete? Was he interested in chess and poetry?
My name is Julius. My name is Julius. My name is Julius.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Congratulations, Aaron. Nobody likes you. All I can think about right now is if Suits wasn't awake in the room next to me. He's awake now. Oh God, man. When Owen dropped I had a dream that Trevor Harris was trying to kill me.
That was brilliant.
Oh man, that might be one of the funnest things. Whenever Owen plays trivia again,
That's
man,
tradition.
I'm going full Ann Ramsey. Oh God, man.
Yeah, the nasties. SD moment. Dean Belanger just said, give Owen 2 GCs for that. Yeah, lots of love to Owen this fine morning. That was terrific. Oh.
Man, I did not expect, like, that's exactly what she would have said. Like, I had a dream and Trevor Harris was trying to kill me. Oh my God, that's got to be one of the funniest things that's happened here. I mean, it was already funny, but he drops the Trevor Harris joke line. Oh,
You can't plan that. You didn't plan that. That
crying.
was.
No, that's just off the top. Yep. Oh my God. Owen, well done, buddy. You win the day. You win the show. You're MVP, man. That was really good. Too good. I like this one. McDowell says 1 million out of 5. Yeah, sounds about right. I think McDowell also said, these are the types of things that I can't explain to my wife. Pretty much. Yeah. Oh, Owen, too good, man.
That made my
too
day.
good. Whew. All right, let's get back on track. You can text us anytime in the Paris Jewelers inbox, www.parisjewelers.com. I had a dream. Trevor Harris was trying to kill me. Come on, man. That's Owen. You made my weekend, buddy. That's too good, man. Text of the day today will win a gift certificate to A&W. Millwood's Matt says nominate that man for an Esty. Best kind of easy trivia contestant. That's that's a good one. Library Pat says this is next level stuff from Owen right now. Speaking of Esty nominees, Big Uke, this is an all-timer. Esty for best kind of easy trivia. Yeah, that's a good one. And it very well could be. Very well could be. Really good stuff from Owen, man. I gotta meet Owen in person, dude. Like that's too good. That's too good. All right. Let's get into 3 questions too many today. For the great staff at Park Mazda, where their fearless leader, Mitch, has already offered Owen a job today at Park Mazda, because you need somebody around there to keep things light. Park Mazda, your dealer for life. You too, Trev, do you have a Twitter account? Do you get a little bump yesterday? Remember in this massive race between
I think
you
I
and
got 20 new followers, which is I'll take that. I'll take that. So yes, I do have a Twitter account. You can follow me at YouTube_Trev, and I'll take you right to my profile. Give it a follow, and then the race is on. Glue Guy, I think he's driving in right now. If you can hear me, I don't know if he knows this, but we're racing to 1,000. First to 1,000 followers wins. I don't know what we win, but bragging rights, I guess. That's what we'll win. So, just pride.
That's
so. Glue Guy, I'm coming for you. I think he's got, but I also think he got a bump yesterday. I've been keeping tabs on it.
Another
man. He's getting lots of. He's posting. LT has noticed this, and we've talked about this whenever you're gone. But Glue Guy will randomly just post something, and it'll go. Like it'll take off. So he's done really good at that, and it's continuing, and it's only going to continue with the Trey Ford doing stairs when he was at Commonwealth the other day. So people love seeing that, and Glue Guy, he's going to keep the people up to date. So that's why they're following him. Another good follow. Give him a follow.
All right. Glue Guy in on the Hangout today. Do we know who else is on the Hangout today?
No, I do not.
Yeah. Well, you let us know who walks through that door, I guess.
I'll let you know.
Jordan Baker coming up in about 10 minutes. We'll set up the Stingers. 13-7 on the season. Absolutely tremendous time at Stingers games. If you have not gone yet, may I suggest the playoff game on Sunday. Might want to check that out. We've got tickets that we're going to give away. Let me just make another note here so don't forget. Tickets to give away, 4-pack. I don't have anything for GOAT trivia locked and loaded, but we'll give somebody a chance to win those tickets coming up. Let's get into 3 questions too many today. This is a good one. Thank you for this. If the Elks could steal one player from the Lions or Bombers last night, who is it? This is fun. If the Elks could steal, play along. Paris Jewelers inbox or over on YouTube. If they could steal one player, the Elks offense should be pretty. You know what? I guess he's at the tail end of his career. So, 3 years ago, the answer would have been Stanley Bryant, the left tackle on the offensive line. The Elks need help on the offensive line. But on the defensive side of the ball, like Willie Jefferson, Adam Bighill are kind of past their prime. Still, with that being said, both of them made huge plays in that football game last night. I think my answer to this question it'll come down to 2 names. One, Dietrich Nichols, boundary side halfback, and on the field side halfback, Evan Holm. Nichols and Holm are both outstanding defensive players. They got a few years under their belt now. They'd be huge additions to the Edmonton secondary. So I guess that's just on the one side of the ball. Gary Peters on the other side of the ball. Ben Hladek. I love Ben Hladek. I don't know, Trev, is there anybody that jumps off the page
I was
for you?
just going to say, I'd take your picks as well, Dusty. Great minds think alike. That was exactly what I was going to say.
Nichols and Holm are pretty good. Dean says Brady Oliveira. Brady Oliveira, yeah. I still like Kevin Brown. Kevin Brown's not going to play this week. But yeah, Brady Oliveira is a beast. But I think the offense is okay. I think they need help in the secondary, which is why, Nichols, people don't even throw the ball in Nichols' direction. And Evan Holm was absolutely outstanding last night. He's been almost he's a perfect example. This is the culture and the proper development of guys in Winnipeg. They have this Grey Cup caliber defense, and then they lose one guy. So they bring in Evan Holm. And the moment you see Evan Holm step in, you're like, oh, I think this guy's got what it takes to play with what is an elite defense. And then a year into his career, you're like, okay, yeah, no, he definitely fits in. And now 2 or 3 years into his career, you're like, oh, he's one of the key contributors on this defense and one of the reasons they make it so good. So I'm going to go Holm or Nichols, pick one of them. We'll let the Bombers pick. Bombers can pick. Send one of those guys to the Elks. And I think that'd be really nice. Really nice. Question number 2, have you guys locked in a date for the Handsome Man draft yet? We have not. We have not. Let's see here. Let me just look. Next week's not going to work. Too short a notice anyway. I'm thinking it'd probably be somewhere in the week of, well, Tommy Gazzola's won 3 in a row. He's gone for one more week. He's gone next week. Then he's gone for one more week at the Gretzky Hockey School. Whatever week that isn't, we'll do the Handsome Man draft. Maybe on like the 20th. I don't know if he's gone the week of the 19th or the 26th. But Handsome Man draft will happen one of those 2 weeks. And it's gonna be a deep draft again. There's a lot of handsome people out there. And of course, we'll have to have one designated Uggo too. So it can't just all be pretty people.
Yeah,
right?
I like the categories in this one. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's weirdly enough saying that, but this is one I really wish I was in. I feel like this one's a lot of fun. I feel like there's gonna be lots of laughs, and I can't wait to see.
I'm very intrigued. Somebody laid out the other day the like an animated category. Like a cartoon handsome man. I haven't even.
Who do you think?
I haven't even thought about that yet. But who would be the most handsome?
That would be good. That would be good. You could
figure?
have some fun with that.
Oh yeah. I'm trying. Like off the top of my head, I can't. Like I know the first round is going to be like Ryan Gosling, Brad Pitt. Do we get like that classic prime George Clooney in there? We are going to have drive a doctor. So that'd be Big Clooney was a doctor, right? But animated handsome.
Is Aladdin handsome?
You know what? I don't know how.
Yeah,
Aladdin was pretty handsome, and he had some. Like Aladdin didn't even. Well, he did kind of more. But Aladdin. Nobody has probably ever said this in the history of Disney or the world. But Aladdin had a lot of riz.
Oh yeah.
Like if you go back and watch Aladdin again,
he's got some swagger.
Would you not say?
Yeah.
Am I using riz in the right way?
Smooth.
Yeah. Like when he rolls that apple down his arm and like kicks it up, you're like, damn.
Yeah.
Like this guy can steal bread to eat, but he's got all the charisma in the world.
I agree.
So that's a big one. That's a big one.
Tarzan.
What else?
If Tarzan, I don't know if he's handsome.
Yeah. Hey, is my mic going all crazy? I think people on YouTube are saying.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to. It always does that in the
that classic 2-hour setup. All right. I'm gonna have to reset this.
Okay.
Play the song. Trev, you gonna play a song? I'm gonna reset and reconnect.
Okay, sounds good. I'll keep the nasties entertained.
I guess you guys be nice to YouTube. He's gonna get us through the.
Yeah, how's it going, guys? It's YouTube Trev here, having a lot of fun. Sometimes this does happen. Noticed it was the first time when they were in Vegas that it got choppy. So thanks for keeping us notified. I should have looked at the nasty chat. I'm getting so invested in the Handsome Man draft. So it says both mics. I hope it's not my mic. Let me know if it's coming through, if I'm coming through okay, guys. But in the meantime, the Handsome Man draft, that's what we're talking about. So to figure out the date, I guess Dusty and the boys, they'll have to figure out that date. But there's a lot to pick from. This is a deep category. I forget who it was. Maybe it was... Okay, YTT. We're good. Okay, right on. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Big Maple. McDoust, I appreciate it. Maybe I think it was Joel that came up with quite a bit of categories for this Handsome Man draft, and there's a lot to pick from, so it's going to be a good one. I can't wait to see. I know LT, he put up a photo of Ron Perlman. I don't know if that's necessarily the route I would take, but yeah, guys, my mic's fine. Thank you everyone. I really appreciate that. In the meantime, what should we play? I guess I'll play one quick song. That's Dusty wanted me to play a song. I think I know the one I'm going to play. Here is Whale and the Wolf. Sharp Knife. Looks like Dusty is back. So
I hope I'm back. I don't know if it's going to sound any better or not. We'll have to see. If this doesn't sound any better, I might be out. I don't know.
We'll see.
Fingers crossed. Here. Everybody on YouTube, let's know. Yeah, because it's weird because this is that situation we had in Vegas a few times.
The third hour every time.
It still sounds nice to us, but on the YouTube chat, it was not good. So we're back. I'm on YouTube.
You're good. You're good.
Am I good? Am I good? We're back, baby. Oh, We're back, baby.
I wonder what does that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's here we go. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
God. Okay, that sounds good. I don't know what it's this. Obviously, it's this board. I mean, I shut it down and I unplugged it, plugged it back in, restarted it. It's good. It's the classic unplug it if it doesn't work scenario. Now, this would have been tough because in Vegas, we were streaming from Vegas, so we couldn't just I couldn't just sneak away and reset it. It was different there. So, all right, good. We're good to go. We didn't even miss that much. We got to, what do we have? I still have, yeah, this was a good third question. This came in the nasty chat a little bit earlier on. Guys, do you think Tommy would respect ball hockey as a sport if it was in the Olympics?
Absolutely not. I don't know what he's got a gripe. Like he doesn't. I don't know what his deal is.
Why does Gazzola hate ball hockey so much, man? Like I don't. It led to a family rift. Like him and his brother were like legitimately angry for his brother was angry, but I get it. Like Gazdic made a good point today. Ball hockey should be an Olympic sport.
Totally.
Like why is ball hockey not an Olympic sport?
It's equivalent, I feel like, to flag football. You know, it's like just a different.
What's the other one? They use damn it, what is that sport called? You guys, I don't know.
Field hockey?
No. Field hockey is, right? Field hockey's I don't know why ball hockey wouldn't be a sport. Field hockey's in. But no, it's kind of like floorball. Floorball. I could see them pushing floorball. And look up floorball. You can get some of the stuff. I've seen it at like United Sport and Cycle. Like if you go and look at floorball, it's like ball hockey, but they play with like a wiffle ball type of thing.
It's weird.
And the blade is like wider. And it's funny because I remember, and I think it was like my junior high school gym teacher was talking about floorball. And that would have been like 96, 97. He's like, you got to check this out. Like, this is what people are. I loved ball hockey. I played ball hockey a lot growing up. I was pretty good at it back when I was in way better shape. But floorball, I bet you floorball is like unique enough that it's like an Olympic sport within like 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah, potentially. I
You
remember
heard it here first. Push for floorball.
Yeah, that was the one because it kind of has like the blade of the stick and floorball has like a little bit. It goes in, right, so you can do the cool lacrosse tricks and all that and just mess with people. So yeah, I mean I don't get it. I know Paul Gazzola, he's totally for floor hockey, and Tom Gazzola is the exact opposite. So it's a weird one. I don't know what maybe they played floor like their brothers, so they played floor hockey obviously growing up, and maybe Paulie was just a little bit better. And Tommy just didn't like that, something like that. A little bit of a brother rivalry. He's
probably
like, no.
what it is.
Then he's like, I'm done with this.
McDowell says something must have happened in Tommy's youth with that. Yeah, we need the backstory.
There's something. The flashbacks. He doesn't even like it. He's got PTSD from floor hockey. Whenever you say it, you see it in his eyes. He kind of just freezes.
Yeah, he just something happened, man. Nobody's ever hated ball hockey or floor hockey, as we used to call it in school, like as much as Tommy does.
Yep.
Danny Moss over on the Nasty Channel YouTube says, guys, is pickleball an Olympic sport this year? Serious question. I don't think pickleball has had the bump long enough to be an Olympic sport. It's trending in that direction, though. Like, come on. I mean, pickleball. What are we doing? What are they doing? Demonstration sports this year? I don't even know. What are they must be doing some demonstration sports. Let's see. 2024 demonstration sports Olympics. Let's see.
Yeah, pickleball seems to have taken the world by storm recently, but it's still not in the Olympics. But it's definitely trending upwards. I wouldn't be surprised if like the next 2 Summer Olympics it's in there.
Do they not do summers? They don't do demonstration sports anymore? What is this? How are you supposed to know if something's good? Well, that's frustrating because we were talking about demonstration sports last night after the game. Ladies barrel racing was a demonstration sport at the 88 games. And my boss was like the producer on it, and it never ended up getting in there. Zulu says, maybe Tommy hates running. Maybe that's what it is. And Rams fan says, how high will Tommy G be selected in the handsome man draft? Well, it's funny we asked that because
if there's a sports
we're going to have to draft a local handsome man.
You guys should what's a gentleman's agreement to pick Tommy last without him knowing, like pick just other people before him. That would really get him going.
I think we go gentleman's agreement to not take him. Force him to take himself.
Yeah.
Right. Who would draft himself? Handsome man?
Yeah. That loses. You lose like 50 votes on that for sure.
That would be that'd be the worst. All right, we're expected to connect with Jordan Baker, who is the head coach of the Edmonton Stingers, who are hosting a playoff game on Sunday. The Nielson Show is brought to you by South Fort Chevrolet. Thank you very much for being here this morning, middle of the summer, Friday of a long weekend. We appreciate the support here. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. You can text us anytime in the Paris Jewelers inbox at 780-218-9999. We got a special Friday scalding hot takes as myself and YouTube Trev look for the significant advantage of a take swap heading into the next event. Whoever wins today will have the power of a take swap prior to scalding hot takes the next time we are all together. So, because next Thursday I'll be doing that Hlinka Gretzky Cup. So it'll be you and Eric, but Eric has the mitt and he has the pot holder,
in
right?
2 weeks' time is when
we'll be fine there. Yeah. All right. So that's coming up as well. Let's get to a sports update right now. Oh, go ahead, Trev. What were you going to say, buddy?
So, yeah, I'm just thinking for this, what's up for grabs today, the take. Will that apply for all three of us? Like, for the next time all three of us are playing? Or will, say if I win today, I don't think I will.
You can't steal one from Eric. That's not fair.
So, yeah, it'll have to be.
Yeah.
It'll have to
be when all three of us are there, I would think. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Agreed.
that's good. So that's coming up. We'll chat with Baker. Then we'll get to scalding hot takes. Gager's going to join to judge, I do believe. And then we'll have the wrap for William Huff all still to come. Let's get to a sports update right now for Sit and Sleep. Sit and Sleep is now open. If you need something to sit on, like a chair that I'm sitting in, or to sleep on, like a king-size bed that's sitting right over here to the left of me, you can get it all. It's Sit and Sleep, now open South Edmonton Common, right next to Planet Fitness. Trev's got more on that after another sports update.
The BC Lions lose quarterback Vernon Adams Jr. in the fourth quarter to an apparent knee injury as the Bombers take this one in a complete blowout by the score of 25-0. Elsewhere around the CFL tonight, the 6-1 Montreal Alouettes will be taking on the 2-5 Hamilton Tiger Cats. Kickoff starts at 5:30 Mountain Time, and it's officially Trey Ford time. He gets his first start of the season as the Elks look to get their first win of the season against the Rough Riders on Saturday. The Edmonton Riverhawks lose a close one last night as the Victoria Harbour Cats defeat them 6-5. The Hawks will play a 3-game series in Port Angeles over the weekend. Also in Edmonton, the Stingers play on Sunday in the West semifinals, and of course, you can listen to both the Riverhawks and Stingers at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Toronto Blue Jays look to get back in the win column as they lost their last 2 games to the Orioles. The Blue Jays start their 3-game series against the New York Yankees tonight at 5 p.m. Yesterday, the 17-year-old Canadian swimmer Summer McIntosh won her second gold medal at this year's Olympics, this time in the 200-meter butterfly. And get this, she also set a new Olympic and Canadian record with her time of 2 minutes and 3 seconds, making all of us Canadians proud, baby. McIntosh wasn't the only Canadian that showed up yesterday. Boxer Wyatt Sanford advanced to the semifinals with a win over Uzbekistan's Ruslan Abdullayev. This win guarantees a spot on the podium for the Canadian, in which no Canadian has won an Olympic boxing medal since 1996. And earlier this morning, Canadian tennis player Felix Auger-Aliassime falls to Carlos Alcaraz in the men's singles semifinals. Aliassime will now play in the bronze medal match. The wait is over. Sit and Sleep is now open. Celebrate with 20,000 square feet of savings on the trendiest furniture, home decor, and mattresses. Apply for your Sit and Sleep card today to make no payment for 18 months interest-free and be entered to win your purchase up to $5,000 on furniture and home decor. This weekend, you can also get free local white glove service on your purchase with full setup and installation. You can find them next to Planet Fitness in South Edmonton Common. That's all I got.
Just bring it back, Trev. Bring it back. I think my...
Do you want me to play just a quick return?
Yeah, just hit something else there.
The Nielson Show featuring Lieutenant Eric.
only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
$8:36 on the Nielson Show. Scalding hot takes coming up, and we'll get to the wrap for William Huff. That is still on the way as well. Dustin Nielson with you this morning. I am at the Delta in Winnipeg after doing the Bombers and Lions game last night, and then doing the Elks and the Riders on Saturday. On Sunday, it'll be a big game in Edmonton as the Stingers will be hosting a playoff game. We're going to chat with their head coach coming up here. Jordan Baker's going to join us momentarily. Scalding hot takes, like I mentioned, on the way. Trev Ford will be starting for the Edmonton Elks against the Riders, and that'll be interesting to see which way that game goes as well. Took the kids to the Stingers game on Monday, and I mean they were absolutely loving it. What a game! What a finish! Target score time, the Elam rule made things very, very interesting. And man, it was a heck of a game. And now the Stingers wait 13-7 in the regular season, and they will now host the West semifinal on Sunday. If you've not yet been to a Stingers game, absolutely tremendous time, great atmosphere. I think they had 4 sellouts of their 10 home games this year, and we do have a 4-pack of tickets that we're going to give away right now as well. So just text Stingers right now to 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Text Stingers to the Paris Jewelers inbox, and you two, Trev, will draw one of your names, and you will win a 4-pack of tickets to go check out the playoff basketball on Sunday. We got the head coach of the Stingers with us right now. Trev, if he's good to go, you can slide him on in here as 13-7. Jordan, I'm a little disappointed. I thought maybe you'd have on that jacket you were wearing on Monday night, but you don't have that on this morning. What's going on, man?
Yeah, keeping a little bit more casual this morning. So
you're a pretty tight dresser at these games. Like, are you comfortable? Are you comfortable on the sidelines? You look like the nice jacket, the tight pants, the good shoes. How do you do it?
Well, I was certainly comfortable through the first 3 quarters on Monday, and then things started to get a little bit tight around the collar, and all of a sudden the jacket started to feel a little bit snug and warm. So yeah, I mean, we want to try to present as much of a professional atmosphere as we can.
Looks great.
That goes with, how I present myself as the head coach. And, because I do miss playing, I want to find a way to get in uniform this week for game days. So that's my way of doing it.
How much, like you mentioned, you miss playing. Were you always like, I'm going to be a coach eventually anyway? And how does coaching give you that same rush that you had as a player?
The plan was, to take over as the head coach of the Stingers eventually. But, there were some changes in the front office, changes in ownership. And they, sort of presented it to me as, well, can we push this transition a little bit forward before, and so 2023, I took over as the head coach. It was probably going to be a 2024 or 2025 type of situation, but they said, hey, can we nudge this forward a little bit? I was already coaching at Nate, so the transition made sense. It was just a matter of coming to terms with the fact that I wouldn't be suiting up anymore, which was, a little bit of a tough choice, but it's been rewarding in very different ways.
Well, and a bright future as a coach as well as a young guy in the CEBL, and kind of see where it goes from there. Who was your biggest influence as a coach along the way?
Well, a guy that's actually on my staff and was on my staff at Nate is George Hoyt, my high school coach from Harry Ainley. Obviously a great high school coach in our city and in our province. Won, I think it's 5 provincial championships at the 4A level with Harry Ainley. So he's a guy that I really draw a lot from. And he's a guy that I'm glad has been able to stick around on the sidelines with me as well to help with that mentorship on a day-to-day perspective.
How proud are you of what you guys have built? I mean, the regular season's nice, and we'll get to that in a second, but just a great time at Stingers games. Like, to be sold out there as a big part of this basketball community for a long time in this city. How awesome is it with what you guys have done down there?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to take credit, but it's all, our front office, our communication guy, our game day guys, really making sure that the experience at Expo Center is a family-friendly one. We've made some adjustments to what parking looks like, what the concession looks like, in order to, entice a few more people to show up, because it's not going to be a $500 to $600 night out if you bring a family. And that's been the key for us. We want to try to put as many butts in seats as possible, because once you experience the game once, you experience the atmosphere, it's high quality basketball. Once you do that once, the likelihood of you coming back is pretty damn high.
My wife, when we were leaving the game, was just like, I still can't believe kids popcorn was only $2. I was just like, it was pretty nice. It's tough to find nowadays. Now, with that being said, my son sucked me into a Stingers basketball, and my daughter sucked me into a kazoo. So they were happy with the performance, and just watching that game on Monday, man. Like, I thought when you brought Clark back in the fourth quarter and you kind of got that lead back up to 17, I was like, oh, that's it. Like, he had a stretch there where he had like a couple easy layups. And then you get to the Elam rule and the target score time. And as a coach, how much does it change in that aspect of things, or how do you approach that? Because that's just such a fascinating rule to me. And I know we've had it for a long time, but it makes it so interesting. And I wonder, from a philosophy, from a coaching perspective, I mean, how does that change things for you?
Well, it sort of takes the control out of my hands. If you look at a traditional basketball game, you've got to be able to control with timeouts. You can advance the ball. You can call set plays. You need a certain, you might need a quick 2, you might need a quick 3. But in target time, you basically just want to play like you did the first 36 minutes of the game, with some composure. We want to try to play with pace, get some easy ones. Like as you saw Monday, we got a steal and converted it into a layup in transition. So for us, we just want to try to play the same way. And we did a great job Monday, I thought, of getting stops in target time. It was just being able to convert the other end. So the game seemed to drag on. You look at 4 minutes as your sort of carved out time for target time, and it seemed to stretch.
How long did it go? Like, it was,
I think it was 7.5 or 8 minutes. Yeah. So we struggled to put the ball in the basket. When you can't score 9 points in 8 minutes, that's a little bit concerning, but we had some good looks. We executed well. And I think the biggest part was, we, despite the adversity, we're still able to come out on top. And at this point in the season, winning is basically all that matters. There's no moral victories now that playoff time has arrived. So for those guys on the floor to band together and overcome is going to certainly serve us heading into Sunday's matchup.
I guess a good lesson for all the kids out there to crash the offensive boards on the game winning bucket, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, second chance points, when you're struggling to score, you can get some easy ones on the glass. That's important.
13-7 in the regular season. Like, going into the year, did you have a goal? Did you think, hey, we can win 14 games? We can win 12 games. We'll be lucky if we get to 500. What was the expectations coming in? And if you surpass them, why? What was the biggest driver in that?
I mean, I think if you look at the standings from the 2023 season, the top team across the CBL finished 13-7.
Okay.
Right. And so we were looking at, well, okay, what is going to get us that first round bye and an opportunity to get to Montreal without having to play a playoff game prior. And, unfortunately, we came up short. We let a couple slip. I think our goal to start the season was 15-5 was sort of the number that we said, hey, I think that's going to put us in a great spot in the West. Obviously, we came up a little bit short, but being able to host the playoff game as that second seed is great. And, it's a long season, and our schedule to start July was pretty chaotic. And so for us to emerge from that 13-7, I think we're in a great spot to get the championship weekend with a win Sunday.
Yeah. As you head into this playoff game on Sunday, how deep is your team? How deep are you going onto your bench?
We're a team that plays a lot of guys. We want to play an up-tempo game. We want to play fast. And so in order for us to do that, we got to rotate some guys in. Now, it's playoff time, so you always want to have your best 5 on the floor, but it's not everyone's going to have their best game every night. And for us, that's not a devastating blow necessarily, because we've got another guy on the bench who's willing and capable to come in and absorb some of those minutes and take a little bit of the scoring load. Our top scorer is at 15 points a game, and we've got 5 or 6 guys that score in double figures. So we're a dangerous team in that any night a guy can go and get 20 for us, and not always sure which guy that's going to be. So, on Sunday we're going to be, I would say 9 or 10 deep. 9 or 10 guys are going to see the floor, and if there's foul trouble or if there's any other issues, it may be 11 or 12. So, we're not afraid of playing our bench because we got some very capable guys there.
Excellent, Jordan. Appreciate the time, man. Thanks a lot, and good luck on Sunday, man. Keep up the good work.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
There you go. That's the head coach of the Stingers, Jordan Baker, who, 13-7. You heard him say they were hoping to maybe go 15-5 this year, but 13-7 is solid. It's got them a home playoff date, and let's get rocking down at the Expo. I mean, they were sold out 4 of their 10 games this year, including that final game of the regular season. And Sunday afternoon, slide on down there, check it out. We got that 4-pack of tickets. I think Maddie's got some other tickets that he's going to give away as well on the station here a little bit later on today. This is a good one. David over on the Nasty Chat says, "Hey guys, I got a set of Stingers tickets for Monday. So I took my 5-year-old, who is now basketball obsessed, also got suckered into buying a ball at the time of his life, and I love the experience." Well, that's the thing. I say like I got suckered into buying the ball, but let's be honest. I wanted the basketball too. We got like a dozen of them in the garage, so we added another one into the mix, and then it was great. Marshall went down on the court after and got the autograph from a few of the guys as well, and just a real nice experience. Like we said, if you have not yet had an opportunity to check out a Stingers game, playoff game might not be the worst way to get involved in it. So that's excellent stuff. Thanks again to Jordan Baker for hopping on. I see Joaquin Gage is ready to go. So let's we're gonna get to Scalding Hot Takes. We'll let Trev set that up. Once again, if you're just joining us, some of you might be like, "Why are you guys doing Scalding Hot Takes on Friday instead of Thursday?" And well, the reason is yesterday when we got the Scalding Hot Takes, we're like, "Well, what are we playing for?" Because Lieutenant Eric's on vacation. He has the mitt and he has the head-to-head pot holder. So we were trying to figure out what we're going to play for. We determined that today we are going to play for a take swap in the next event that we're all together. Gager, is that a GS Construction hat?
Thought I'd represent this morning.
My goodness.
Hey?
I love it.
So,
Presenting sponsor of 2 guys and a goalie.
Yeah, I had to pay Transcend with 50 grand for this hat, but
you actually work for him part-time now. That's
yeah.
It's a nice looking lid though. I want one of those. Sandman, come on, like what's going on here?
I know. He's got lots of nice swag. I actually got my golf bag. He actually gave me the golf bag, but
what?
It's a GS Construction golf bag. Yeah.
What a guy.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff we could I got to get some more for the show and stuff for 2 guys.
Well, we got to get Sand within on the hangout or 2 guys or something here in the summer, right? He's back in August.
It's already in the schedule, Dusty. I've told him that he said when he's back in town, so I'll badger him like crazy once he's back and get him in for a hangout that week. That'll be
a lot of fun. Gager, what do you think of this? What do you think of when somebody's gone and they have all the stuff that we put a take swap on the line for the next event? What do you think? What do you think about that?
I like it. It just raises the stakes because a tete-a-tete battle in hot takes. It's the best one so far, and I don't know if it's there's an Esty, but it's Trev absolutely destroyed Eric where he was like the French girl in that boxing match. It was he Roberto Duran it. No mas.
Really?
Yeah. It was Rocky 4 throwing in the towel, and he gave up completely. And getting these one-on-one battles, I think that's what you get a little bit more because it gets a little bit more heated. I like it a lot. So Trev, bring that fire again, please. The judge is craving it.
Wow.
Trev, tell me about this. Like I was not aware that you
a little over a month ago, I think, and I think it was on my 3rd take that I said LT just threw his paper to the floor and he kind of just backed up, and then he's like, I can't say anything, and then I finished with my final 2, and then like LT, like he handed me it was the pot holder then. Like midway through the Scalding Hot Takes, it was awesome. Haven't been able to quite bring it to that level since, but I'm happy to hear that, Your Honor. Thank you so much, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yeah, you got to go back and watch that one, Dusty, because it was.
I'll try and find it for you, Dusty.
Yeah. This is how good Trev was. That he didn't need a third take.
Yeah.
What?
And even if like
I'm nervous today now.
Yeah, the
I don't know.
takes that Eric would have had to come up with something so good to even come close to what Trev brought that night. I don't know if it was that when it was really hot out, Trev, and you couldn't sleep and you were just up all night.
Yeah, I was just pissed all day and all night, and I'm just
just mad,
Oh, that's too good. All right, Trev, I think I have fixed the hot takes bed, so I can play the bed. Well, as long as you guys can hear it. Can you hear this, Trev?
Nope, I can't hear anything.
All right, then. All right. So do you have the bed? Do you have the bed back there, or do you just have the hot takes?
I've got everything. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you'll be in charge of that here today. Scalding hot takes brought to you by Claiborne Services. Take your career to the next level with Claiborne. They're hiring all positions, including journeyman bricklayers and apprentices of all levels. Take advantage of their outstanding mentorship program and work with peace of mind, knowing that they're an industry leader in safety, so you know you're coming home safe. Check them out, www.claiborneservices.com, or make it easy and give Jeff a call at 780-910-6728. He's an AM nasty like all of you. Just fire that guy a text. He'll give you a job. It's just that simple. All right, so Trev, because you're handling all this stuff behind the scenes, you want to go first? You want to go second? How do you want to do this today? I'll leave it up to you.
Yeah, I can. I'll go first. I'll go first.
You want to go first? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Let's give it a go.
Let's go for the first ever take swap. The next time we go head to head with Leo. All right. Let's do it. Here we go. Scalding hot takes. Your Honor, you ready?
Let's begin.
All right. Let's do it. Here we go.
Time now for scalding hot takes.
What the Elks need is a new head coach and general manager.
Careful. That takes hot.
If Stoff took a dump, the cult of hockey would write about how nice it smells.
That's a hot take.
If Trey Ford's last name was Mazda or Chevrolet, he would have started a long time ago.
Hot take alert.
MBT now stands for Man Behind Trey.
The hottest of takes.
If Robert Downey Jr. comes back in the MCU, we're doomed.
Wow, scalding hot take.
AM radio stations are about as good at stealing Tom Gazzola from us as they are at being available to listen to downtown.
Careful, that takes hot.
Leon Draisaitl will sign a max contract for the San Jose Sharks.
Hot take alert.
Blockbuster only went bankrupt because Reed Wilkins quit.
Wow, scalding hot take.
I wonder how Tom Gazzola is making out in Arizona.
That's a hot take.
Ched is only going to go bankrupt because Reed Wilkins quit.
Careful, that takes hot.
Oh.
All right, there you go. Scalding hot takes.
Damn, Dusty.
Wow.
Pop on the line. Gager?
That was good. Geez, this is tough, boys. You brought it. If I break it down, it came down to the last little bit here. I had Dusty win in the first round, Trev coming back, a tie in the third, tie in the fourth, and it came down to the last take. And Dusty, just with recency bias, with all the hype of one Reed Wilkins coming to the station, wins it by a hair.
Let's go.
Good job.
Take swap. Take swap engaged.
Take swap, damn it.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to have the first take swap. This is going to be so exciting. It won't be next week because doing the Hlinka, but man, I can't wait to get a look at your takes and be like, Trev, I'm taking this take and I'm giving you this take. So, yeah.
Damn
That's exciting. Very pumped about that. This is
Trev,
fun. This is fun.
Trev, you brought it today.
I did okay. Not bad. Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I like Grandpa Dave goes, when YouTube Trev laughed at Dusty's first take, that was it.
Yeah.
That was yeah.
That's always a tough one.
Yeah.
You almost know, like I've done it before, like with one of Trevor, with Eric's take. Eric has a lot that make me laugh. I know as soon as I laugh, I'm almost conceding defeat. I'm like, God damn it.
Pretty well.
Now I got to make them laugh at some point. You know,
it's Balboa up at the apron with the towel in hand with a laugh. You know, you're almost conceding. You're not quite, but it does. If it's too close and I hear the other person laugh, because usually I'm laughing inside too.
Yeah.
But I give the edge to if you make the other guy laugh.
There's that little voice in your head going, throw the damn towel. Throw the damn
towel.
But you're trying to go through it, and before you know it, Drago's killed you. It's that's a tough one. All right, Gager. Well, thanks for popping in on a Friday, buddy. Really appreciate that. Well, you got big plans for the weekend here, Gager? What are you getting up to?
Oh, just a lot of work, actually, Dusty. I'm a busy
you're
boy.
Swamped. Hey, you're swamped.
Yeah, it's
all right. Well, that's good, I think.
Yeah, it's okay. It's better than not working, right?
That's right. Exactly. Okay. And if you're not working right now, ClayburnServices.com. Those guys will hire you today. Gager, appreciate the time, buddy. Thanks a lot, man.
All right. Later, boys.
All right. There we go. That is Gager.
In no rush. That's weird.
Whew. That was a close one.
Man, great job, Dusty.
Thanks, man.
It's tough to lose, but
I decided to unload a couple of clips today.
Yeah, no, you did. You did. Did you like my? Yeah. I wonder how Tom Gazzola is making out in Arizona. Get it? Get it?
Making out, classic. Oh, I get it. Classic Tom Gazzola. Classic Tom Gazzola reference.
Yeah.
I had a little Tommy Gazzola mention.
I liked it
in there as well. I mean, try as you might, but the EST team is staying together. So, and not only that, but we're taking people from you, which is a tough one. All right, let's get into the wrap for William Huff, and then the hangouts coming up. Has anybody else walked in yet? Who's that, a glue guy there?
I hear a voice that I don't know. I think someone came in when I was doing hot takes.
Okay, yeah, I think it might be another sporting event that's coming up that Maddie's got somebody in to talk about today. All right, let's see here. The wrap for William Huff. www.williamhuff.com. It's been going since 1952, not the website. Wouldn't that be incredible, though? They somehow had a website before the internet was even invented. www.williamhuff.com. If you're looking for anything to make your company look a little bit more professional, Bruce and the dream team over at William Huff can make that happen. Trev, what'd you learn on the show today?
I learned that Luke Gazdic has a cat.
Yeah, a very annoying cat.
Apparently, yeah. He was like, leave me alone, leave me alone. I'm just scratching. What else?
Jordan Baker's dog. Jordan Baker's dog was way more well behaved.
Very nice dog.
Than Luke Gazdic's cat.
Yeah.
Which doesn't surprise me because dogs overall are much better than cats.
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry, cat people, but I'm a dog guy. Now, with that being said, I don't want any pet because 2 kids are enough. I don't understand people with pets when you've got kids. I just can't. I don't. Kids want a pet. I don't care. You gotta look after the kids. What's this pet doing here?
Yep.
So yeah, I don't think we're ever gonna have a pet. But if I had to have a pet, I'd prefer to have a dog. But if we have a dog, I don't want a dog in the city. I think in order to buy a dog, I'd have to first buy an acreage with local slumlord, Damon Bunting. I grew up on a farm with dogs. They could go do whatever the hell they wanted and come home at the end of the day. It's I just couldn't do it, man.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
One day I'm going to have a dog and I'm going to have a cat. I want both, but preferably when I have an acreage of my own, like a farm dog, just go out there, go for a run, it's nice. Just being able to do that.
All right, text of the day today. Trev, you're going to have to play a sound for sound of the day just because my computer went wonky after the issue with the board, but I know where we're going for text of the day today. We had, I guess this is something else that we could have learned, I guess, on the show today. The Oilers sucked at drafting for about 20 years. Really bad. Like first round bust after first round bust after. Can you imagine Oilers Twitter they were winning cups, so nobody's probably bitching about their draft record. But in the 90s to early 2000s, can you imagine Oilers Twitter with the first round picks that they blew along the way? Oh my God. You thought the decade of darkness was bad. Holy smokes. Text of the day today for A&W. How about this? You buy a frozen root beer, you get a second frozen root beer for free. Double the flavor, double the chill, double the joy for one delicious price at all A&W locations. RCN is going to actually win text of the day today. Jason Souls is the Scott Allison of Nick Staduhars. Brilliant stuff. Jason Souls is the Scott Allison of Nick Staduhars. That'll be your text of the day today as we mock 1990s Oilers first round drafting. Our buddy Lowtide wrote a book about it all. And you can find that at, bookstores. We're sitting at 199 likes right now on YouTube.
Come on.
Sound of the day could very easily just be Changing 200.
Oh, I like that.
All right, let's go. Somebody hammer the thumbs up right now on YouTube. Let's change 200 before we wrap. Rob says, have a great weekend, everyone. I'll be checking in from Spokane and Missoula next week. That's nice. I like that one. VR Montenegro says, playback Owen's kind of easy trivia. We can't turn that around that quickly.
There it is.
Mind you, I could. Okay, hit it. Changing 200.
Changing 200.
Show's over. That's going to do it. That's the end of the day. I'm going to go back to sleep for 2 hours before I have to fly to Regina. Hangouts coming up. Trev, good job, buddy. Those sports updates, absolutely killing it, man. You do those on Tuesday, too, with Gager and I in the studio. I mean, that should be a lot of fun.
Okay. Yep. I like that.
Might as well.
It was, I feel like a few nasties were like, he's getting more confident every single one he's doing. So you like to see that. That made my day. It was fun. I will say I'm not the best reader. I've read one chapter book in my entire life. That's no word of a lie.
Come on. Are you serious?
Yeah, I was in grade 12. Every other book that I just Google everything and I'd kind of cheat a little bit, or I just pick books that were based off of movies and then just watch the movie. And
yeah, I wrote a paper one time for I was in university. You had to, everybody read it in university if you took like English 1000 or something. And it was a movie with John Lithgow. And I ended up, the paper was due the next morning. And I hadn't read the book. And I rented the movie.
Oh.
I put it in at like 10 o'clock. I drank like 6 beers. Walked down to the school at like 3 a.m, U of L, wrote this paper based on the movie, handed it in. And I remember the instructor came back to me and I basically gave up on university like halfway through the 1 year I did it because I got into broadcast college or whatever. And I was just like, I'm done with university. I gave 0 Fs. And the guy literally comes back to me and goes, you just watched the movie, didn't you? I was just like, yeah, that's all I watched. Oh, I can't remember what what book or movie that was. It was about a guy. Oh, there was a windmill.
A windmill.
I can't remember. Anyway, yeah. All right. Well, anyway, Hangout's coming up. That's going to do it for the Nielson Show today. Brought to you by South Ford Chevrolet. I'll be back in studio on Tuesday. Stat holiday on Monday for EST. I'll be at the Hlinka calling 3 hockey games that day. So if you want to swing on by and check out some hockey, myself and Craig Button will have the call. You can watch all those games on TSN from the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. Back in studio on Tuesday with Gager. So YouTube, Trev, I will see you then. And man, it's driving me nuts that I can't remember the name of that book. Oh well,
tweet about
can't win them all.
Tweet about it later.
Yeah, I'll figure it. It's a very famous book, and university types will know. All right, that's going to do it for us. For you two, Trev, I'm Dustin Nielson. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Take it easy.